Well, good morning, sports fans, at least morning for 9 minutes. Bulldog football from Bulldog Stadium on the campus of the University of Montana Western, and it's NAIA football championship football. And today, the 4th-seeded Montana Western Bulldogs host the 6th-seeded Mustangs of the University of Morningside in a quarterfinal matchup. I'm Wally Felt with play-by-play, along with Tanner Harrell with color, and our producer-director, Brett Wiebe from Malta, Montana, home of the newest Class C?
B.
Class B champions. And this afternoon, the Bulldogs 10-1 on the season after a 41-14 second-round win over Dickinson State last Saturday, while the Mustangs are 11-1 on the season after their second-round rout 35-0 shutout of Mid-American Nazarene in Kansas. So we've got a good one coming up, and we'll be back to talk more about it on the Bulldog Sports Network. We're back at Bulldog Stadium on a cool, windy December afternoon. But, Tanner, don't you just love when I say December football?
December football in Dillon, Montana, Wally. It's awesome. It's the first time, obviously in school history that Montana Western's playing in December. And you couldn't ask for a more beautiful day. I think it's about 28 degrees, feels like, with the wind. And I don't think the cold is going to play too much of a factor today. I think that both teams are used to playing in cold. We talked earlier about Morningside playing in a snow bowl a little bit of types last week. They went in at halftime with a clean field and came out to about a couple inches of snow. And let's see what these two teams can do today in the cold. And Morningside's used to playing December football. The Bulldogs are not. Let's see if that plays a factor here early.
Well, the Bulldogs, champions in the Frontier Conference, in fact, two-time champions in the Frontier Conference. Morningside won their 14th conference title this year, but believe it or not, last year they didn't win one,
yep.
which is a rarity. This is the second deepest run in the NAIA playoffs for the Bulldogs under the current format. They were in the quarterfinals when they played Arkansas Pine Bluff back in 1994, but that's when the NAIA was divided into a Division I and Division II. There were fewer teams, and so you won you won one game and you automatically made the quarterfinals.
Yeah.
So it's pretty good. Mustangs, they've got a little experience in national titles. They've won 4 of them.
Yep.
So we got some national experience, and right now we have the national anthem. Back at from kickoff, and Tanner, you and I talked earlier in the week about maybe the keys to the victory, talking to the coaches and stuff like that. We both talked And we basically got pretty much the same message from both coaches.
Yep, and it's simple keys to victory when it comes to the playoffs. Like you said a few minutes ago when we were off the air, Wally, you just talked about you have to play good football in December, or playoff football in general. Today is not about what you've done during the regular season. It's not about what you did last week. It's about what you're going to do today and who's going to show up and put forth their best effort. Both of these are two great football teams. When it comes to playoff football at any level, whether it's NAIA, NFL, NCAA, Division III, it doesn't really matter. You're not going to run into a team that's going to lay down for you in December or in the quarterfinals. It's going to be a matchup of physicality up front for both teams, but also there are a lot of good skill position players on both teams. And those are the matchups that we're both going to get to see today, and all the fans are going to get to see. And it's just about good on good today.
Well, and the fact that we get the privilege of watching two of the best offenses in the NAIA.
Yep.
In fact, good offenses on any level of football. I mean, Morningside's 6,000 side offense as we get ready for. Oh, she's a woman of many talents. She's ambidextrous, and that doesn't mean she's left-handed and right-handed. That means she does everything all at the same time.
As this kickoff's about to get underway, Wally, I'm really looking to see what the return game and special teams are like for Morningside. It's something we didn't get to see throughout the week on film, so let's see what happens here early with the kickoff specialist for Montana Western.
Okay, on our screen right now, you have the Morningside offense is on the screen. And after the kickoff, we'll show the Bulldog defense. So we're just a second or two away from the opening kickoff of this quarterfinal NAIA football game. And the kick is high, end over end, into the end zone and out of the end zone. And so the Morningside Mustangs will take possession 1st and 10 on the 20.
A little bit of early trash talk here, Wally.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to interrupt you right there, but I know you saw that. I could see the smile on your face. Early on, Morningside's going to be looking to intimidate the Bulldogs. They are a national powerhouse for the last 24 years. They're going to be looking to intimidate these guys early. Let's see what happens on this drive.
Okay, and as on the screen right now, folks, you see the Bulldog defensive starters. And we are ready for our first play. Actually, play and a half. Would you count a kickoff as a play? And they're going to go over the pass right away and wide open over the middle. Pass is caught by Drew Sellen.
There's a little laundry on the field here, Wally. I think it's going to be a hold on the offense. It could be a legal man downfield as well. It looked like it was an RPO.
Okay.
It is an eligible man downfield.
So that's going to push them back. So first down is over with. And a play like that, does the defense sit back and did they learn something on that one play?
I would imagine so. So when you see these RPO slants, they're called, Wally, where they've got that run pass option. You can hand it off or you can throw that slant. I would imagine that early on, that's probably what the Bulldogs were expecting. But also, like we talked about with reffing crews last week, that's first play of the game. They're setting the tone early that they're not going to let these guys go downfield.
Okay, 1st and 10 Mustangs. Chevalier at quarterback. A little motion in the backfield by the Mustangs. This time is a run, and the Bulldogs are ready for it. There's probably a loss on the play. Some of your former teammates in on
and
that.
That's Tyler Walker, Wally. We've been looking at him these last few weeks. He had a great game last week, nearly led the game in tackles from the D tackle spot. Great play by him here early.
And it's a loss of about 1 on the play. So 2nd and about 16 now for the Mustangs. And another running attack, and no success with this time either.
I'm not sure who made the tackle on that one. Well, it looks like Jace Fitzgerald's getting off the bottom of that pile.
Well, Fitzgerald, the transfer from Montana State, and he's an all-conference performer, comes from a football family.
We haven't seen the crowd get this into it this early in the game in quite some time, Wally. Probably since Montana Tech, if I were to guess.
So 3rd and long now as the Mustangs look at the play on their wrists, Look over to the sidelines, and now their wideouts are spread way out to the right of them. And a false start on one of the Mustangs. He jumped when his teammate went in motion.
Yep, and that's their really good wide receiver, Drew Sellen. He's their leading receiver, first-team All-Conference. Imagine he's going to be a first-team All-American with those types of stats.
Well, 97 receptions and 1,476 yards receiving. And it's not 114 touchdowns.
Yeah,
it's 14 touchdowns. Yeah.
So I'm interested to see what they're going to run on this play because knowing it's 3rd and long, they've had 2 early pre-snap penalties. Let's see if they decide to throw it here.
Here comes some Bulldog pressure, and right over the middle it's caught, but not good enough for a first down. So they got back about 13 or 14 yards of the penalty yardage, but looks like the Bulldogs force a 3 and out.
Yep, that's a big 3 and out right there, Wally. Great route by number 9, Sellen. What I would say right now is that it looks like they're a little rattled here early after that crowd noise.
Well, and then again, let's not think that there could be some trickery maybe here.
You never
on the
know
punt.
in a playoff game. They did send the punt team out fairly quickly.
Eli Norris back to receive the Bulldog punt. He catches it at the 25, makes one move, and he gets pushed out of bounds.
One thing I'm seeing here early, Wally, is Morningside is flying around on special teams. I want to see what their defense is going to be like right here because what I've noticed early on their kickoff return unit, those guys are playing fast and physical. That punt unit right there was flying around. They were not letting Eli Norris create an explosive play there.
So 1st and 10 Bulldogs from their own 30-yard line. 12:25 remaining in the first quarter, basically just underway in this quarterfinal playoff game. Michael Palandri at quarterback for the Bulldogs. He's back to pass. And right over the middle. Is that a tight end catch?
Yes, it is. Early and often. I was actually just going to say, Wally, Luke Canijo with the catch, early first down. You don't see him run very many routes this early in the game. That could be a little bit of a game plan point.
He's a blocking back.
Yes, he is, and for him to get a 10-yard catch right off the bat is a good sign.
So 1st and 10 Bulldogs, ball now marked at their own 41-yard line. Deion Williams in the backfield with Palandri. Palandri back to pass, and he's going for it all, and wide open for the touchdown is Dylan Shipley?
Yeah, they're going to say he's down on the 1-yard line.
Okay.
That is a huge early momentum play, Wally. Deep ball, deep post to Dylan Shipley. Great route by him. Michael Palandri threw that before he was out of his break. Look for the Bulldog offense to hurry up here.
That's confidence in Palandri knowing where his receiver is going to be.
Yep, that's a great relationship those two have, and right now, Morningside on their heels a little bit early.
So 1st and goal, Bulldogs on the Mustang 1-yard line. And I saw Jake Humphrey check into the Bulldog lineup.
And they've got both tight ends here. And
the everything is tight in, is played in tight. Ball to, I think it's a Bulldog touchdown. I think that's Jake Humphrey with the touchdown.
Yes, it is, and you got to know he's hyped up to get back and get a touchdown on his first play from scrimmage, Wally. Great job there by Michael Palandri. Just a simple inside zone play, good on good. That's the matchup I was looking for. That Bulldog O-line versus that Morningside D-line, they win it early.
John Mears for the extra point for the Bulldogs.
The wind has calmed quite a bit.
Kick is up, and Mears' kick is good. So with 10:52 left to play in the first quarter, it is Montana Western 7, Morningside 0. We'll be back with the Bulldog kickoff after this on the Bulldog Sports Network.
Montana Western, our flexible schedule and focus on learning through experience are just right for your world today. Experience 1, where you take one course at a time for 18 days and then move on to your next course, is designed to work for you, whether you plan to come to campus, want to stay close to home, or if you need to earn your degree while working or raising a family. And Montana Western is the most affordable university in Montana. Experience the difference, only at University of Montana Western.
We are back at Bulldog Stadium. Bulldogs on the board first on their first possession, long-distance pass.
Yeah, and after last week, both teams went darn near scoreless in that first quarter last week. We saw, I think, 12 possessions. I saw in a 406 article about 12 possessions they went without scoring on both sides of the ball
Well, it was kind of like they're nudging you a little bit.
Yeah.
They're saying, I'm going to see what you can do. I'm going to see what I can do to you and you can do to me.
Yeah, and for those fans at home, really pay attention to these special teams plays. These can be huge plays in these playoff games. The Morningside kickoff return squad looked ready to go on the last one. Let's see what they do here.
Well, there was a school record return in that quarterfinal game. It was a 100-yard return. And the Bulldog special teams play, speaking of good special teams play,
great job
they were
there.
ready on that one.
Kickoff unit for the Bulldogs is a huge emphasis every single year, and they were flying down the field. Things are getting chippy here early. It'll be interesting to see if the refs are going to decide to throw a flag here soon. Both teams are starting to talk a little bit, and it's early.
Can that be a detriment?
I think it can. If it gets in your head, it certainly can, Wally. As a player, you want to talk a little bit, but you don't want to talk too much to where it gets you off your game.
So 1st and 10, Mustangs from their own 20-yard line. Handoff up the middle goes nowhere. Bulldog defenders waiting for that.
Looked like Noah Rimmer and Tyler Walker. Nope, not Tyler Walker. Noah Rimmer on the play. Bulldog D-line having a little bit of trouble here with their rotation. Morningside's really been hurrying it up on offense.
So 2nd and 9 now for the Mustangs. Handoff, little swing to the left, picks up a decent second down yardage. What, about 4 yards on the play? And it looks like Fitzgerald in on the stop for the Bulldogs. He's everywhere.
He really is, and I'm a little bit confused to see Morningside trying to run the ball so much here early. They have another little bit of a 3rd and medium, 3rd and long here. This is the best passing offense in the nation. I would look for them right here to start being able to open it up.
Well, you think it's more trying to catch the Bulldog defense off guard?
Maybe a little bit, but also trying to establish the run.
Well, here comes Chevalier back to pass now and picks up the first down. So that pass looks like it was to Hushnick. Is that 31 over there?
Nope, 11.
11.
Lennox Brown.
Okay, he's a second-team all-conference selection for the Mustang. 66 passes caught this year for 860 yards, and back to pass again. So maybe they were listening to you.
Yeah, I was very surprised, like I said, to see them run the ball so much, but they could just be trying to establish it here early. But they are having a lot of early success with these short intermediate routes, slants, curls, these RPOs. Can the Bulldogs start to get some stops? Because eventually that starts to wear on you as a D-line, knowing you can't get to him because he's getting the ball out so quickly.
So 2nd and 4 now for the Mustangs. Chevalier back to pass again, and nobody around the receiver who catches it over there. Once again, that was Brown, and he picked up another Mustang first down. So that it's almost like the Bulldog defenders are giving him 4 or 5 yards.
So, yeah, that's one point of emphasis sometimes for defenses, especially with Coach Martell. Sometimes you are willing to give up that short stuff to defend the long stuff, but you can't give up 6-7 yards continuously on these drives.
So 1st and 10, Mustangs. And Chevalier's on the run, and he begins to slide. And I remember what you said. He actually finished about looked like a 7-yard gain, but where he started his slide, it's only a 4-yard gain.
So there's something to see here early, Wally. He's not much of a runner, and he runs for about 5-6 yards right there. Let's see if the Bulldogs can continue to hem him in and keep him in the pocket.
So 2nd and a long 5, and Chevalier almost an interception.
And there he is again, Wally. That's Jace Fitzgerald getting right in that RPO slant window. They're not going to give these up easy. They're proving that early on the RPOs, at least, that they want to get into those windows and make sure they're not giving him any easy passes. Like you were talking about, old Coach Beers had those extensions of the run game passes, and that's what they're trying to do here. They couldn't get the run going. They're getting these short passes, eat them up 5 yards at a time.
So in a changing of the guard, a new fresh batch of defensive linemen in for the Bulldogs. And Chevalier back to pass again over the middle, and it's intercepted by Oakes of the Bulldogs. And James Oakes.
That is a huge play in this football game, Wally. James Oakes, he's going to be a senior this year. He decided that he's not coming back next year. He told me the other day he's going to live every moment this week like it's his last. That is such a huge play early in this football game.
Well,
and like I said before, turnovers couldn't be costly in this football game.
Well, and the junior from Laurel has been he's got 6 tackles for loss and 10 tackles for loss and 6 sacks on the year, so he's used to doing it up front. Now he does it through the air.
That's a good play for him, dropping into coverage and getting that interception.
So 1st and 10 Bulldogs now, ball at the Morningside 45-yard line, hand up right up the middle, and is that Humphrey? Yep, that's Jake Humphrey, and he picks up, let's see how much they're going to give him. They're going to give him about 3 yards on the carry, so 2nd and 7 Bulldogs.
And that was Isaac Pingle on that play for Morningside. He's one of the best linebackers in the country. I talked to a lot of guys this week that said he's a stud, and he's going to be showing up in the run game early.
So 2nd and 7 now for Montana Western. Palandri back to pass. Here comes the blitz, and the pass is caught by Kirkley. He picks up about another 3 or 4 yards. Ball marked at the 40-yard line, so that will make it 3rd and, well, it's a little bit, it's at about 3rd and 4.5. Should we say just 5?
I think it's about 3rd and 5.
3rd and 5. 3rd and 5.
Let's look for the Bulldogs to create an explosive play here. I would imagine this is 4-down territory. They're going to look to make a big play here and probably go for it if they don't get it.
So Palandri in shotgun, and Dion Williams back in the lineup at running back for the Bulldogs.
It's actually Peter Gibson at running back, I think. I think
you're right, number 18. And Shipley picks up the 1st down for the Bulldogs.
And there you go. Offensive coordinator Kyle Watland proving me wrong. Throws a short hitch at the sticks, gets the 1st down.
And you mentioned the Watland and Jed Heffernan connection. You know, one run game, one passing game, but they talk together back and forth all the time. They figure out what's going to work at certain situations. So 1st and 10 Bulldogs, ball now marked at the Morningside. That's about the 32-yard line. Palandri back to pass again, and he's going for it all. And it's Eli Norse. He makes one move and then another, and he is in the end zone for a Bulldog touchdown.
That man, Eli Norse, is electric, Wally. The first man rarely tackles him. He's turning around right there. The defense has no idea where he's going, and the Bulldogs have Morningside on their heels here early.
But we also have to say that you did the optimum word.
Yep.
Early,
exactly.
Morningside is too good of a football team just to sit. But the fact that because I'm thinking a lot of people they kind of thought Morningside was going to be the one that was going to jump out quick with their electric offense.
Like we talked about earlier, though, a little bit of a tough travel last night. You never know what's going to happen.
Well, John Mears, another extra point, and with that, our score is Montana Western 14, Morningside 0, 5:41 left in the first quarter. Back with the Bulldog kickoff after this on the Bulldog Sports Network. So we're ready No. We are back at Bulldog Stadium. Morningside coming out. Bulldogs already out, ready to kick off.
Freshman kicker Kobe Johnson's done a really good job here early, kind of keeping the ball on that backside of the field. Let's see if the kickoff unit can pin him deep again and create more problems for Morningside.
Is he the heir apparent to John Mears?
I'm not sure if he does place kicking or not, but I'd imagine so. Another touchback. That's big.
Over the head of the Morningside kick specialist.
And look at all those Bulldogs in the end zone down there, Wally. That's an intimidating thing to see as a team, is seeing all 11 players running through the goal line on your kickoff unit, even if it's a touchback. Huge point of emphasis that Coach Martello and Coach Norse make every single year.
So 1st and 10, Morningside trailing the Bulldogs 14-0. And here comes more running attack, and the Bulldogs are ready for it, and they go nowhere. Getting up off the bottom of the pile was Zimmer. He was first one there saying, welcome to Dillon.
Jace Fitzgerald is all over the football field right now. While he is flying around, him and Keegan Mufich are ready to go for this football game. They are taking the challenge head on. Morningside continues to try and run these simple inside zone type plays, and they're having no success on it early.
So Chevalier back in shotgun formation. I think that's Max Huff behind him, and he gets the handoff, and he tries the outside, and he picks up maybe a yard or two at best before the Bulldog front line brings him down, although it looks like, was that Sheehy?
It was Swank.
Swank coming up to make the tackle.
So, Wally, that was another bit of a power play, we call it, with the running back, a little bit of a guard pull there. They continue to try and out-physical the Bulldogs here on early downs. 1st and 2nd down, run the football. They're getting themselves in these 3rd and long situations, and it's so hard to live off 3rd and long. Bulldogs with a little bit of a simulated pressure look coming here from Jace Fitzgerald and Keegan Mufich. Let's see who drops into coverage and who blitzes. They only rush.
Chevalier back to pass, and great defense by the Bulldogs over there.
And that's Aiden Prado on the play. That is a huge play for him for confidence. He's had a little bit of a tough go at it the last couple weeks, but he makes a huge play on 3rd down. Morningside has to punt again. They've got to only have about 30 to 40 yards of offense so far in these first 3 possessions. Huge win on 3rd down for the Bulldogs.
Well, Prado, 6 pass breakups coming into the game with 1 interception. The sophomore from Spokane, Washington, makes the big play on defense for the Bulldogs.
Bulldogs sent a little pressure on that punt.
And Eli Norse fair catches the ball. And so the Bulldogs will take off in good field position at the 39-yard line of Montana Western. And so Jed's out there. So have Kyle and him already decided what they're going to
I
that
would
first play
imagine so.
is? He's
probably, with this being their first kind of drive to set up the offense, they had a 2-play drive, then they had a little bit of a 5 or 6-play drive on their own, on the Morningside side of the field. I would imagine we might see a little bit of the run game here on 1st down. They could air it out, but also this is going to be maybe their first sustained drive of the game, even though they already have 14 points.
So Palandri back to pass. Right over the middle, wide open for the carry. That's about Colby Tanioka. Thank you, Tanioka, who, incidentally, for the Bulldog football fans out there, scored the very first touchdown at Bulldog Stadium.
Yep, and he's
back in September.
So there you go, Wally. These short intermediate routes, we don't see Western throw a whole heck of a lot of those, and right now they're kind of trying to eat at it 5 yards at a time and get them going early.
So 2nd and 5 now for the Bulldogs. Ball marked at the Bulldog 45-yard line. Handoff up the middle to Williams, and he gets about 4 yards on the carry before he's brought down. Is that Eli Murray?
I believe so.
Eli Murray. Nope, that's Hayden Mendel. I'm sorry, Hayden Mendel up off the bottom of the pile. Mendel is a 6 foot, 210-pound senior from Worthing, South Dakota.
Great job by the Morningside defense there. They do get a stop. Let's see if they can get a stop on third down. They haven't really faced many of these third downs yet. This can be a big stop for them early, maybe recapture a little momentum. I'd imagine the Bulldogs are going to show a little power run game here, it looks like, with Peter Gibson in the game.
So Palandri in shotgun, Peter Gibson, Eli Norse goes in motion, and it's a Palandri quarterback keeper, and Morningside's ready for it, but Palandri drives, and he may be very, very close to the first down.
It looks like the far guy spotted him quite a bit short, Wally, and they are going to call it fourth down. This is a big decision here early for Coach Norris. You're on your own side of the football field, but it's fourth and short. Do you trust your guys here with a 14-0 lead, or do you send the punt team out?
I think the punt team's coming out. It looks like I see Fitzgerald. Yep, punting team's coming out. And I think that's a smart thing. I think if this was third or fourth quarter, maybe you take a chance, but this early, maybe it's better to be conservative.
I think they're also looking at the opportunity to pin this Morningside defense or offense deep, and I think that plays into this as well. I think if the ball's about 10 yards up, I think they definitely go for it there.
Eddie DeWert punting for the Bulldogs. High end over end.
Great punt.
Great punt, and it's a fair catch at about the 6-yard line, the Morningside 6-yard line. So the Mustangs, this possession, will be starting deep in their own territory. 1:58 left to play, and it's the Bulldogs 14 and the Mustangs nothing, and we're just going to keep it here, Tanner.
Yeah, so this is the field position battle that people in football always talk about. The Bulldogs haven't ran a play inside their own 30 yet, and Morningside has lived on their own side of the field so far in the first quarter. A little bit of an interesting formation here. We call this unbalanced quads, where we've got the diamond formation with the wide receivers, call it a bunch, tight end to that side. Let's see what Morningside does here on offense.
So 1st and 10, deep in their own territory, quick toss out to the side, to the end, and good yardage, good first down yardage picked up.
James Oakes there almost popped that ball free right there. While he came from behind, we call it like a little bit of a tomahawk punch. They call it a peanut punch in the NFL after Charles Peanut Tillman, who's now an FBI agent, which is crazy. Sorry to those fans for a little bit of football knowledge, but the Bulldogs are looking to create some takeaways here early, Wally.
1st and 10 1st and 10 Mustangs. And pass is out and caught. Good defense by the Bulldog defender over there.
Braden Swank on the play for
Braden
the Bulldogs.
Swank, and it's only about a couple yard pickup. We'll give him 3 and call it 2nd and 7 Morningside. 1:10 left to play in the first quarter.
Morningside switched their strategy up here a little bit now. They've thrown the ball 2 consecutive times on first down after mostly runs the rest of the game. Let's see what they do here on 2nd and medium.
Well, they're running it up the middle, and nowhere are they finding room to run. And I noticed they're playing 5. The Bulldogs have 5.
Yeah, they only have 5 in the box, Wally. They're not much of a team that's going to load the box with 7, 8 guys. Right now, Morningside cannot find anything running the football. Jace Fitzgerald is all over the field for the Bulldogs right now. I'm not sure how many tackles he has or has been in on, but it's a lot so far here in the first quarter for him.
30 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Morningside with a 3rd and 6 deep in their own territory. Ball is marked at about 13-yard line. Chevalier back to pass, and he finds a wide open receiver.
That was Drew Sellen on the play.
And that's their leading receiver, and he picks up big yardage and gets the Mustangs out of trouble.
That was an interesting coverage right there that I saw, Wally. They had a couple of their safeties playing up. The corners were a little deeper. There was nobody really man up. Interesting zone look there from the Bulldogs.
And that's the end. They're going to let it go ahead and play. And that's the first big positive run by the Mustangs.
That's a really smart football play there by Morningside, deciding to get that snap off before the end of the first quarter. And they got about 14 yards out of it. They're going to set up shop on the Bulldog side of the field.
And I think they were just letting it go because I think they caught the Bulldog defense off ground. I think the Bulldogs thought maybe they were just going to let the clock run out.
Smart football play there by Morningside. Very experienced offensive football team.
So that's the end of one quarter of play. It's Bulldogs 14 and Morningside nothing. Back with the second quarter after this on the Bulldog Sports Network. We're back at Bulldog Stadium, and after one quarter of play, it is Montana Western 14, Morningside nothing, but Morningside has a bit of a drive going between the pass and the run. They first had their first big run and 14-yard carry setting them up on the Bulldog side of the field. Ball is marked at the Bulldog 44-yard lines. And if you're looking at the screen, Morningside now going left, right, moving left.
Yeah.
And here we go. Chevalier back to pass again, chased out of the pocket a little bit, and he finds a wide open receiver over there, pushed out of bounds. I think that was Sellen, and he had big yardage, pushed out of bounds at the Bulldog 21-yard line.
I think that's actually 0. Zach Norton. Yep, that's Zach Norton on the catch. I think 9's down here on the corner for us, Wally.
Okay.
Great comeback route there by Norton. Comes back to the football. Quarterback gets it out quick. Get a big first down.
And Chevalier back again and pickup of about 5 yards on the carry.
There's another one of those RPOs, Wally, these short hitches, about 4 or 5 yard routes. They're kind of eating them up with those short routes right now.
And the only thing I'm seeing from our perspective there is that was kind of a scary pass because there was two Bulldog defenders right there, and it could have very easily gone the other direction.
Yep, and like we talked about earlier, Zach Chevalier has put it out there for other teams to go get 15 interceptions on this season. Let's see if he continues testing these Bulldog defenders when they're in their zone coverage.
So Chevalier back to pass, and he is sacked.
That is a huge play there by Keegan Mufich on the sack. Big time blitz. He came through untouched.
So the Butte product, whose family is just down to the left of us.
And they're super excited. That's a big play there. They're going to set him up in 3rd and long now. Let's see. This is the first true 3rd and long that Morningside has seen. Let's see what they decide to do here on offense. They're going to spread it out. They could be looking for a big play. It looked like the Bulldogs were in a little bit of man coverage there on 2nd down. Let's see if they decide to drop into their zones here on 3rd.
Well, Zach Norton spread way out to the left. The other wideouts to the right. And here comes Chevalier. And he is, the Bulldog defenders. And who else?
Jace Fitzgerald.
Jace Fitzgerald right there.
Big tunnels. So that was a tunnel screen play, we call it. They're going to catch it, bring it upfield, and they're going to have a few guards or center pull out on that play. Braden Swank triggered immediately. This Bulldog defense is up to the challenge early, Wally.
So bring the field goal kicker in for Morningside. That's Tommy Fitzsimmons, 4 of 4 in field goals. We'll see if he can make it 5 of 5.
The wind has just kicked up a little bit, Wally. The flags are moving a little bit now on the goalpost.
We'll see if he can put the first Morningside points on the board with about a 39-yard field goal. And he does. So Morningside on the board finally with 12:28 remaining in the first half. It is Montana Western 14, Morningside 3. Back with the Mustangs kickoff after this on the Bulldog Sports Network. Pointing. We're back at Bulldog Stadium, 12:28 remaining in the first half. Morningside on the board with the field goal about a 39-yarder, and it's 14-3 Bulldogs over the Mustangs.
A little bit of an interesting kickoff setup here. They kind of roll out from their little huddle. Let's see what Kobe Tanioka, the electric returner for the Montana Western Bulldogs, can do here. Sophomore kicker. Let's see if he kicks it to him here on their first kickoff of the game.
Right to him. He got it. He has it at about the 5-yard line. Finds a little opening, breaks it to about the 21-yard line of the Bulldogs.
Great kickoff coverage there from Morningside. These guys are flying around, but there's also still that little bit of chippiness going on. I'm not sure if the fans at home can see it, but every play there seems to be 2 or 3 guys always talking, whether it's from the Bulldogs or Morningside. Things are getting a little chippy. Morningside's probably not used to being down multiple possessions early in games. Let's see if the Bulldog offense can get another sustained drive here going.
So 1st and 10. Montana Western from their own 22-yard line. Palandri in shotgun. Handoff to Humphrey, and he has nice yardage, just a shoestring away from breaking a big one.
That could have been a big one, Wally. Great play there by the Montana Western offensive line. A little bit of a power play there. Humphrey gets about 8 or 9 yards.
Blake Bellamy in on the stop for Morningside.
The Morningside defense up front likes to move around quite a bit, and that usually plays into the Montana Western offensive line's hands. They love seeing those guys move back and forth. They can create huge gaps for the runners.
So 2nd and about 2. Kirkley in motion for the Bulldogs. Palandri back to pass. He's going to run. He finds a little bit of yardage, breaks out of 1 tackle, and falls down for a first down.
See, there's something with the quarterback slide that's very not talked about. When you have one of your teammates going super hard at the football, number 92 took the brunt of that force from his own teammate right there. To those fans that saw that at home, that is one problem that we do see when quarterbacks slide. If you have 2 kids from the defense going at it hard, it can certainly end up in your friendly fire, we should call it, I suppose.
Well, he got better walking as he got off the sidelines. That was T.L. Lowell. And is there a timeout? Guess there's a time. Oh,
Injury
this is
timeout.
media.
Injury timeout, I believe.
I think it's a media timeout.
Nope, he's winding the clock.
Oh, okay.
They're coming back out.
Okay, here they come. It's
They
a
were
good
just
thing we didn't
allowing
take a
him to
break.
Get off the field.
We either had a media timeout or an injury timeout, and we sided with no timeout. So
Bulldog offense with the first down right there. They were looking to go hurry up offense. This forces them to slow down a little bit. Let's see if Morningside can regroup here on 1st and 10.
1st and 10, Bulldogs. And Palandri in shotgun. Back to pass. Oh, little off the outside of Eli Norse.
Probably better that one ended up on the ground.
Yeah,
there.
yeah. Norse defended by Landry Phillips.
Nobody was really open on that play. Morningside seems to be settling in a little bit in their defensive backfield.
Well, Phillips, 5 interceptions coming into the game, so throwing to him is have to be a little on the cautious side.
Early, but also they seem to be kind of running this little bit of a 1-high coverage some of the time. Let's see what they decide to do here on defense on 2nd and long.
So 2nd and 10 Bulldogs. Palandri back to pass. Here comes the brush, and right over the middle is Eli Norris. He's wide open, big gain down to the Morningside, about the 45-yard line. Yep, the official standing right on the 45. So, and there was nobody around him.
No, that was the first time today we've seen Morningside send all-out pressure like that. That's what I would call a zero blitz man coverage. They sent 6 or 7 guys. They delayed a late linebacker. He delivered a crushing hit to Palandri. He was shaken up just a little bit on the play, but he delivered a great ball to Eli Norris over the middle. They cannot live in man coverage like that and send these pressures, or Michael Palandri is going to have a day out here.
So 1st and 10 Montana Western at the Morningside 45-yard line. 9:55 left to play in the first half. Handoff up the middle, and I think that's Humphrey, and he'll pick up about 4 yards on the carry before he's brought down by Pingle. And
Bulldog.
you had mentioned he is the stud linebacker for the Mustangs.
Yep, and they have quite a few really good linebackers. They play a little bit of a different defense where they kind of allow their 4 guys up front to work, and they let these 2 linebackers in the middle just kind of roam around and make plays. They put a lot of faith in him in the run game, but the Bulldogs have established early that they can get 4 or 5 yards a carry. It's only a matter of time before Humphrey breaks one big.
So Palandri back to pass again. Here comes some Mustang pressure and a quick, Humphrey had it, but I think he tried to run with it before he caught it.
Yep, and he was also a little bit worried about the sideline. First time today we've kind of seen them roll out to the right. They've got that, it's a flood concept where all the wide receivers are kind of flooding towards the sideline. But Morningside does a good job of defending the wide receivers and forcing Michael Palandri to check the ball down.
So 3rd down now, 3rd and about 7 for Montana Western. Kirkley all by himself way out to the left. Tanioka, Shipley, and Norse. And now Tanioka goes in motion for the Bulldogs. Palandri back to pass, and here comes pressure. And caught right over the middle. That's Tanioka all the way down to the Mustang 25-yard line for a Bulldog first down.
Another big play over the middle. One thing I've noticed early, Wally, is that over the middle, they are giving up a lot of these over slant type routes. Eli Norse has been open multiple times. I've seen John Kirkley open a couple times. Michael Palandri just didn't throw it to him. They're not really giving up the sideline, but the middle of the field seems to be wide open here for the Bulldogs.
Palandri, 1st and 10. Palandri in shotgun. Williams gets the ball and goes up the middle. And he'll pick up decent yardage, according to the official on the far side, about a 4-yard carry.
Yep, and that was Peter Gibson, actually,
okay.
I think, on the carry there. Yep, Peter Gibson.
Peter Gibson,
18.
yeah. So your eyes are better than mine.
Bulldogs continue to have early success on first down while he running the football. When you're able to get 4 yards on first down, it opens up the playbook so much more. It keeps the defense on their heels a little bit. You're not really sure what to call. Do you blitz? Do you drop into coverage? What are they going to do on second down? It really creates a problem for the defensive line as well, not knowing whether to play run or pass.
So 2nd and 7, we'll call it 7, closer to 7 than it is to 6. And Palandri hands off to Humphrey. And Humphrey picks up a couple yards.
There was another shoestring tackle there. Well, it actually looked like he tripped on his puller on the play. Another one of those power plays the Bulldogs love to run. He is so close to breaking one right now. I know he's excited right now. He's got some of the best footwork in the country, I would imagine. And he is really looking to get going here early on one of these big runs. It's only a matter of time, like I said.
So 3rd down and about 5 for Montana Western. Ball is marked on the Morningside 15-yard line. Palandri over the middle to Tanioka, and let's see now, it's good enough for a Bulldog first down, so that little short pass worked again.
Yep, and it's over the middle. I mean, it's kind of pushing towards the sideline. He stemmed his route in, turns it out. Michael Palandri took another big hit, but the pressure is not getting there soon enough for Morningside. I'd like to see what their defensive coordinator or their head coach, Steve Ryan, is going to do to decide to change up the defense a little bit and quit giving up so much stuff over the middle. They're doing a good job defending the sidelines, like I said, but over the middle is just killing them on this drive. This is going to be a 10-12 play drive the Bulldogs have put together here.
So 1st and 10 Bulldogs from the Morningside 15-yard line. And a penalty flag in the air, and Palandri goes for it, and it's a Bulldog touchdown, but I think it's going to come back.
Oh, and I'm not quite sure what they're calling here. One ref looked like he might have called an offensive penalty, but this is going to be a defensive penalty. That last flag thrown, it looked like it could be illegal, hands to the face on a defensive end from Morningside. Luke Canijo's helmet came off on the play.
So he's got to sit out.
Not if there's a penalty on the play.
Okay.
If his helmet was taken off by an opponent, then it doesn't have to come out for the play if there's a flag on it. We're going to have offsetting penalties.
Just what you said. So offsetting penalties. So pretend last play didn't happen.
I didn't quite see what the offensive call was.
It was holding.
It was holding.
Holding, yes. Yeah. So 1st and 10 Bulldogs, again, that last play didn't happen. Erase it from your mind.
And it didn't look like Palandri really had anybody open on the play besides Shipley, obviously, for the touchdown. But that's a big play that's kind of taken off the board there for the Bulldogs.
So 1st and 10 Bulldogs from the Morningside 15-yard line. 6:12 left to play.
And they're going to have an illegal procedure here, Wally.
And it looks like Norse moved.
Nope, Canijo actually put his hand down and then picked it up and tried to move off the ball. He was lined up in the wrong formation. It would have been a penalty no matter what.
So make that 1st and 15 now for the Bulldogs.
Some of these penalties have plagued the Bulldogs in the red zone this year, Wally.
Last week they kind of went penalty free. I think they have 3 or 4 penalties.
And same with against Carroll. They've really toned it down. But an interesting stat that I saw this week while we were kind of looking at our notes, Morningside only has 44 penalties the entire season, and the Bulldogs have 88. That's quite a big discrepancy in college football. Huge discrepancy. So we'll do this again. 1st and 15. Palandri back to pass, chased out of the pocket. He rolls out. And he puts the ball right into the hands of. It looked like it.
They're
going to
say They're going to say incomplete.
Yep, it popped out just at the last second. It looked like it landed on the turf. There's a scramble drill
that
for
was
us
Shipley,
here early.
Yeah.
Michael Palandri's so good at extending plays with his feet. Eli Norse was very close to getting open in the back of the end zone there, Wally.
Humphrey checks back into the lineup, and Pete Gibson checks out. Also coming into the lineup, and number 87, which we haven't seen.
Matt Hare, yep. And so this is a little bit of their power formation. I would imagine to look for the ball to go to him, as he's the only tight end in the ball game right now. And they're going to run it here.
To Humphrey, who's down to about the 15-yard line, so that's going to bring 3rd and 5 now. Oh, no, I'm sorry. 3rd and 10. 3rd and 10, I forgot the penalty.
Yeah, but the Bulldogs continue to have quite a bit of success running the football. I don't know that they've had a negative play in the run game so far. This sets up a 3rd and 10, but also you have the aspect of this could be 4-down territory with how much the wind is howling. They could just be looking to get 5 or 6 yards here, but if I know Coach Wallen, he's trying to get it in the end zone here.
5:25 remaining in the half. 3rd and 11 for the Bulldogs. Palandri rolls out, and he's got some room. He rolls down, and he is hit, but picks up decent yardage. I don't think not enough for a first down, or they're going to go for it. Looks like he's staying on.
Here's the decision for Coach Norse here. Do you want to? It doesn't really change much, Wally. In the aspect of the football game, it's 14-3. It's an 11-point ball game. A field goal here just turns it into a 2-touchdown game. It's a 2-possession game either way, and he is actually going to send the field goal unit out.
So John Mears in to kick for the Bulldogs. Mears, the all-conference kicker from Belgrade, first team all-conference for the 2nd year in a row, and I'm guessing all-American too.
Yep.
Kick is up, and kick is good. So with the kick, the Bulldogs up their lead by 3 with 4:24 remaining. It's Montana Western 17, Morningside 3. We'll be back with the Bulldog kickoff after this on the Bulldog Sports Network. We are back at Bulldog Stadium. I'm so used to a certain way of letting me know that we're back on, and she's not doing it today. She's doing something.
A little bit of a long media timeout here, Wally. Let's see what the Bulldog defense can come out here and do again. Bulldog offense sustains another long drive. The defense hasn't been on the field this much in the first half. They don't have much attrition setting in here so far. I would like to see the Morningside offense get more into their passing game here. They're the best offense in the country statistically, and right now they are stalling on drives. They're not getting the ball downfield to these great weapons they have. They've got to have less than 100 yards of offense right now. I know on their sideline there's a little bit of, not panic setting in, but a little bit of this feeling of why can't we get something going here as we have all year.
So there's the kick. And it's a little bit shorter, returned at the 20-yard line, but great coverage by the Bulldogs special teams.
And that's a big return there, right? Or that's a big deal there to hold him to about 10 yards on that return, set up shop about that 33-ish yard line.
Well, it's not, let's see now, it's not listed. They have Sellen. Oh, that was Lakin Harnley in on the kick coverage, and he's one of the top kick returners in the GPAC, the Great Plains Athletic Conference. So it is 1st and 10 there, and Morningside, this is probably their best field position for a starting of a drive. One tackle broken, but then the rest of the Bulldogs gather and brought down for about a 3 or 4 yard. Well, no, about 4 yards.
Yep, Kenai Leoa's helmet came off there on the play, so Devin Crow is in for him at defensive end here. Great job by the Bulldog defense. Looked like he might have had a little running room, but they get the stop for somewhat short yardage.
That was Nolan Fowler on the carry. 56 carries for 385 yards this year. And Chevalier with the pass, and it's caught, and big-time yardage. Almost broke that one before the Western DBs caught up to him, but he's all the way down to the Bulldog 34-yard line, 33-yard line, where it is 1st and 10, and Morningside would love to get more points on the board.
Like I said out of the break, Wally, if they're going to start getting this offense going, they want to hit those big plays over the middle.
And that time they try a run and pick up a few more yards. And do you think that the quick set time, they're trying to catch the Bulldogs off guard again?
I don't know, Wally. It's weird for me to see them continue to get some of these big plays, and then they just try to run the ball. They haven't had a lot of success doing it, and that just stalls the drive out a little bit. And like we've said before, the coaches are over there for a reason. We're up here for a reason. But when you come up there and run the football right there when you haven't had much success, it's just a dead football play. You get 1 yard and you set up 2nd and long. They have a spread formation here for the first time empty.
So Chevalier back to pass again to Sellen, and he's bottled up instantly. And who's there?
Keegan Mufich.
And Jace Fitzgerald. We're calling their names a lot.
Those two are absolute animals. Their dads are down here. They sit close to each other. They're always gesturing towards
Jace's
each other.
brother, who has played for the Montana State Bobcats down here, too.
Yep, you bet. R.J. Fitzgerald, Montana State legend. He's always out here rooting for his brother, and you know he loves seeing him dominate in a game of this magnitude.
So 3rd and 7 now for the Mustangs. Ball on the Bulldog, about the Bulldog 30-yard line. Chevalier backed again, and pass is caught by Griffin Kraft. They have him listed in HB. Would you call that an H-back?
Yep, an H-back's just more of a little bit of a tight end fullback type. It's just a different name for it depending on who the offensive coordinator is.
Not enough
timeout here.
Well, not enough for. Do you think they're going to go for it? Do you think they're going to, or are they going to kick it?
I think with the 2-minute timeout here, it gives them a little bit of time to decide. I just don't know what a field goal does for you right now at this point in the game.
Okay, well, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with whatever happens in the final 2 minutes after this on the Bulldog Sports Network.
Montana Western, our flexible schedule and focus on learning through experience are just right for your world today. Experience One, where you take one course at a time for 18 days and then move on to your next course, is designed to work for you, whether you plan to come to campus, want to stay close to home, or if you need to earn your degree while working or raising a family. And Montana Western is the most affordable university in Montana. Experience the difference, only at University of Montana Western.
We're back at Bulldog Stadium. 2 minutes left to play in the first half, and Morningside is going for it on fourth down. It is 4th and about 3.
Keegan Mufich's dad hyping up the sideline over here, Wally.
And here comes some Bulldog pressure. Chevalier, almost
And he's going to
intercept.
throw the pass interference.
Yeah. I think that was Schwank that got it on that one, and he's kind of going, oops.
And, I think it was a good call there, Wally. But I will say, if that ball isn't thrown back to the outside, because the wide receiver had to readjust his position, is the only reason that there was pass interference on that play.
So that will be an automatic first down for Morningside. 1 minute, 56 seconds left to play in the first half.
That's Swank's first pass interference in quite some time. Wally, I don't believe he's had one since before the Carroll game.
Well, he got away with one against Dickinson.
He certainly did.
Right?
I do remember that. We were talking about that, but I think that's a good call. But sometimes when the quarterback throws it behind the wide receiver and you're in a bad position as a defender, he was actually in good position if it's a good thrown ball, but because it was behind the receiver, it causes him to adjust, and therefore pass interference, first down.
And one of the Mustangs off the field came over from all the way on the other side. So 1st and 10, Morningside from the Bulldog 13. Chevalier back to pass. And it's a touchdown.
Big play there to a big wide receiver. That's Lennox Brown on the touchdown, Wally, 6'3", 220.
Yes. And his second team all-conference selection. That's his 9th touchdown of the season. The junior from Council Bluffs, Iowa.
Those are the matchups that we're looking to see Morningside take advantage of. The Bulldog DBs, Drew Humphrey, who he just caught that on as the tallest DB at 6 foot. They have multiple receivers that are pretty tall. When they get down into this red area, I'd imagine that's what they're going to try and do all day.
So Fitzsimmons set to kick the extra point. Well, that isn't Fitzsimmons. They've got somebody else listed that was on the depth chart. That's number 29. We'll have to find out who number 29 is. Well, look at the depth chart says he's number 18, and on the roster it says he's number 29.
Yep, and his jersey he could have forgot his jersey. Well, we never know what could have happened. It's small college football. It's not like they bring an extra for every number, so you never know what's happening. That's big there for Morningside to make this a one-possession ball game before half. But like I've talked about before, Wally, in football, when it comes to strategy, deferring the football to the second half, the Bulldogs have the classic double-up option here. If they go down and score a touchdown, they get the ball out of half, they could really swing the momentum in this football game.
Well, they changed that Morningside touchdown, changed the momentum a little bit.
Yep.
So let's see if the Bulldogs are listening to you from up here.
It's pretty good strategy whenever you can get a little bit of a 14-point swing before the other team touches the ball again, Wally.
We're going to say Fitzsimmons in the kickoff, and it goes to Taniaka, and he finds room right up the middle, picks up good yardage, and the Bulldogs starting in good position, but it may not be that good of a position after all. There's a yellow flag down on about the 20-yard line, which has got to be block in the back.
And it's
probably
also from the spot of the foul, Wally, so they could be setting up shop here inside their own 15. And, yep, they will be. It's holding. So the Bulldogs getting a little Twitter-pated here. Mess up with a pass interference call. Now they get a penalty that's going to put them deep into their own in their own ends. Yeah, it flips that field position about 30 yards.
Big time, with only a 1:43 left to play. So let's see what the Bulldog offensive coordinators have dialed up.
They also have 3 timeouts left as well, though, Wally.
Palandri calls quick out to Norse, and Norse goes down, picks up couple of yards. We'll see where they mark it.
Looks like about 5 on the dot.
So he goes out of bounds. He stops the clock, picks up positive yardage, 138 left in the first half.
That was something Michael Palandri talked to me about this week while he was taking advantage of some of these corners playing in off coverage. And what I mean by off coverage is instead of playing up on the ball, they're about, look at this, number 6 down here is about 10 yards off of where John Kirkley's at. Let's see if they start to take advantage of that. Now he's in press.
Yeah, now he comes up. Palandri wide open up the middle. He's going to pick up nice yardage, and he runs out of bounds. Smart play from the junior. Picks up another Bulldog first down.
There was some man coverage there, Wally, and the corner on the backside was playing off coverage on Dylan Shipley, worried about a little bit of the deep shot. They played press coverage on this side. When you're playing man coverage like that with a 4-man rush, it really opens up huge pass rush lanes for Michael Palandri to run through.
Well, another Bulldog first down with 1:31 left play. Ball is marked on the Bulldog 23-yard line. Oh, Palandri drops the ball. Let's see if he can recover it. Just 'cause he makes, quick pass to Tanioka. And Tanioka out of bounds at about the 31, 32-yard line. So Palandri made something bad, turned it into something good.
Yep, he's so good at that. Well, he drops the snap, but he was able to keep his eyes downfield. And this Bulldog offense has kept him fairly clean today outside of a few of those pressures that have got him hit.
And it was more than a 5-yard carry, more like a 9-yard carry or 9-yard catch and run. So second and short for the Bulldogs. Clock now at 1:24 left in the first half. Palandri to Norse, another Bulldog first down, and more as Norse is all the way down to the Morningside 44-yard line.
Great job there by Eli Norse. Looks like we're going to have a timeout.
46-yard line.
Timeout Montana Western on the play. Great job by Eli Norse getting open over the middle there again. He was just a step away from having a chance to make one more move to maybe make something even bigger happen. Bulldog offense is rolling.
Well, we've been joined in the press box by Johnny McLean, who will be our guest, one of our guests. We have Beauty and the Beast coming in at halftime. So I told Johnny I had all kinds of hard questions for him, but he'll... No, yes. Is it really cold out there?
Still, it's not too bad. A little wind, chilly wind.
So 1:15, is that the time too? Nope, it's only 1 o'clock.
Only 1 o'clock.
And here comes the Bulldog offense.
It's been a fairly quick first half here. Inside of 2 minutes, this always takes longer because of timeouts and things. The Bulldog offense here, Wally, is rolling right now. Let's see what they decide to do here on offense. They're going to keep pushing the ball downfield. Let's see if Morningside can gather themselves a little bit off the timeout and start to defend these wide receivers better over the middle.
So Palandri with Pete Gibson, but Pete Gibson leaves the backfield and goes as a wideout to the far side. Palandri back to pass. Palandri chased out of the pocket, rolls out, and he throws it to Tanioka. There's
a flag on the play as well, Wally.
I think we may have pass interference. I'm not sure if it's on 57 or 6.
Oh, it's on the offense.
Offensive pass interference?
Yep, I believe they're going to call Tanioka here for a push-off. We might not have been able to see it from our angle, but he was coming back to the football, so he might have given a little push at the top of the route.
So when we said they were getting a little Twitter-pated, they did it. That's a couple of penalties, and that's a penalty there that pushes them way back.
Yep, those are drive killers there, Wally. Just a simple play that was an incomplete, and now all of a sudden it's going to be like 1st and 25 for them. They do have 2 timeouts left, 1 minute and 8 seconds left.
So offensive pass interference is a 15-yarder.
Yep.
So 1st and 25 for the Bulldogs, leading 17-10. 1:08 remaining in the first half. Palandri back to pass again. And caught out of bounds is Kirkley. Smart play. He just runs out at the 50, so no need to call a timeout, and only a couple of seconds off the clock.
That was Hayden Mendel there on the coverage for Morningside, number 57, a 6'2" 210-pound senior. I haven't seen him in quite as much. It looks like he's more of their little bit of a nickel defender, and he continues to guard some of these outside routes, and Michael Palandri is picking on him here a little bit. He's thrown at him about 3 times here in the last 4 or 5 plays.
So 2nd and 14 now for the Bulldogs. Ball at the 50-yard line. Palandri over the middle to Tanioka, and he falls down after picking up a Bulldog first down.
And the clock's going to stop here for the reset of the chain, so they're not going to take a timeout here. For the fans at home that don't know, inside of 2 minutes, the clock does stop to reset the chains on first downs.
So 1st and 10, Bulldogs. Palandri back to pass again, chased out of the pocket, rolls out, and throws to Shipley, who is pushed out of bounds after picking up another Bulldog first down.
It looks like we're going to have roughing the passer here, judging by Michael Palandri's reaction on the play.
So do they add that on, or do you have your choice of taking it?
Yep, you can take it, and it adds 15 yards on. I think because of where the ball's at, it'll be half the distance to the goal. But that's another huge mistake for Morningside, and now the Bulldogs are in scoring position. They've got 2 timeouts, 47 seconds left. They're looking to punch one in here, make it a 2-possession ball game before half.
Okay. So Tanioka, Kirkley, Norse out to one side. Shipley's checking out. And Norse is going to go all by himself in that other wing. And I'm guessing there's a tight end or two in the package.
Yep, it looks like they might be looking to run the ball here.
Or the illusion of running the ball.
Yep.
Here. Oh,
and that's going to be a big pass interference call.
Yeah,
Wally.
he hit him before the ball even got there.
And I don't know why
and that
he
was
did that.
Peter Gibson.
I don't think he was going to be able to catch that football either, Wally. These mental mistakes are mounting right now for Morningside. They seem to be more frustration penalties than anything.
Well, Peter Gibson, no chance to catch that, but then he was hit before he even had the opportunity to try and catch it.
And it could be our angle that we see, but it didn't look like he was going to be able to catch that ball.
Well, and it was flags came from this corner and from the middle, so there was no doubt about that was a pass interference call, and the ball is now marked 1st and goal Bulldogs at about the 3.5-yard line. 43 seconds left to play in the first half. Bulldogs leading 17-10 over the Mustangs of Morningside.
Hands it off to Eli Norse.
And Norse fights his way, and I think he crossed the plane. He did. The official signals touchdown Bulldogs, and that took, under 2 minutes of a scoring drive?
Yep. Great job there by the Bulldogs. Under 2 minutes left, get the ball. They scored in, like you said, under 1 minute and 30 seconds. It didn't quite seem like that in real time, but great job there. Another big sustained drive.
Well, and they overcame 2 penalties.
2 big penalties.
2 big penalties.
But also 2 big frustration penalties by Morningside set them up in great position. As a defensive lineman, it can be really frustrating when you're not getting to the quarterback, and if you take that anger out in the wrong way, it can cost your team big time.
So Mears in to kick the extra point. Kick is up, and kick is good. So with 37 seconds remaining in the first half, it's Montana Western 24, Morningside 10. Back with the Bulldog kickoff after this on the Bulldog Sports Network. We're back at Bulldog Stadium ready for the Bulldog kickoffs. In under a minute and a half, the Bulldogs went down and put another touchdown on the board and now lead 24-10 over the GPAC champion Mustangs. And good coverage again. A short kick, but the Bulldogs on it quickly. And Morningside They can do something with 33
They
seconds.
certainly can. Like we've talked about all day, most explosive offense passing-wise in the entire NAIA. They've got 33 seconds, 3 timeouts. They've proved they can push the ball down the field, but they haven't spread it out like I thought they would, Wally. You don't want to see a mental error here from Montana Western and give up any kind of points.
No. 33 seconds left. Morningside 1st and 10. Ball is on their 37-yard line. Chevalier back to pass. Gets a little pressure, and ball is caught over the middle. And Morningside will call a timeout right away.
There you go, Wally. 7-second play there, timeout. All of a sudden, boom, they're in scoring position 100% from this area.
Either kicking or
scoring a touchdown. Like we've talked about, best offense in the country. They've got a few tricks up their sleeve.
Well, very high-powered offense on both sides of the ball. Kind of, it's like that College of Idaho game last year.
Yep.
The offenses moved at ease, and it was the defenses that struggled a little bit.
Yeah,
Sorry
all
about
day.
that. 'Cause you
Yeah,
were one of those
absolutely. I was
defensive
one of
players.
those defensive guys. But like I talked to so many people this week about just that. Like this Bulldog defense does so many things that last year's defense or previous defenses aren't able to do. They seem to be much better tacklers. They're given this +1 effort, Coach Norse calls it, and they're doing a great job here early of stopping this offense, but right here has got to be a bend, don't break situation. They've already bent, and what I mean by don't break is don't give up any points here. You want to go in to halftime with that 2-touchdown lead, Wally.
I'm wondering if Mr. Mufich is going to get involved here again.
Yeah, I would look for him or Jace Fitzgerald to make a big play for the Bulldogs. Those are their 2 leaders. Also, Braden Swank out here. It looks like he's going to be in man coverage here on the bottom.
26 seconds left to play. Chevalier down, and pass is blocked down, and
Tyler Walker, baby.
the big man thought he could keep going. Second down, and that saves the Morningside Mustangs a timeout.
Great job there by Tyler Walker, getting a little bit of interior pressure there. Matches hands, gets in the throw-in window. Big play by him.
Well, and you know, you've talked to me about this before. That's one of the things you do as a defensive lineman. You go in with your hands up.
Yep, absolutely. You never want to jump, but if you can get your hand and match his hand, get into the throwing window, it can create a big momentum play. You never know what's going to happen when you tip that ball.
So 2nd and 10 Bulldogs, and Chevalier wide open over there. Nobody around him until right at the last second, and picks up. Yep, he's about 2 yards. Oh, another timeout, and he picked up the first down. I think the chains on the other side are just kind of in motion.
Yep. Great job there by Morningside. Just a nice, easy route. Kind of hits it into the zone. It looked like the Bulldogs were in cover 3 there. When the quarterback's able to find those wide open guys, it can create big plays later in the game. One thing I wanted to mention just a minute ago, Wally, is how well the Bulldogs have tackled today. Morningside's weapons have not broke many today.
So Morningside definitely in kicking range, although their kicker, Fitzsimmons, hasn't kicked that much. Only 5 field goals. So
you don't really know what his range is there either,
no,
Wally.
No. So 1st and 10, Morningside, ball marked over there at about the Bulldog 32, 33-yard line, around in there. Bulldogs getting
sorry, Wally.
that's okay. Last-minute instructions from defensive coordinator Riley Martello.
So with only 1 timeout here, Wally, Morningside's going to have to start pushing the sidelines a little more. They're not going to go much over the middle of the field now, and it looks like the Bulldogs are preparing for that right now.
So 1st and 10, Morningside. Chevalier back to pass, and he's going for it all and almost intercepted. Hansy, both receiver and DB back there, a little on the Hansy side, and no foul either way.
Yep, only 11 seconds left. I'm interested to see what they're going to decide to do here. Are they going to take one more shot to the end zone and live with a field goal from this distance, or are they going to try and pick up 10 yards and get some points before half? I think this last 2 minutes is longer than the entire first quarter right now, Wally.
I think you're right. 2nd and 10 now, Morningside. Ball at the Bulldog 32. Chevalier back to pass. Here comes Bulldog pressure, and he's hit right as he throws, but he completes the pass. And now what do you do? Do you go for it? You got 6 seconds on the clock. Do you go for it or do you kick it?
So they call the timeout there. I don't know if 6 seconds is enough to take a shot at the end zone, but they could test it. They do need a touchdown more than they need a field goal right now, Wally.
And there was good pressure. He barely got that
Barely
one off.
got it off. One thing I've noticed about Chevalier as a QB is he seems to step into throws really well, and that could cost him later in this game as he kind of takes a long time to wind up for some of these bigger throws across the middle.
Well, once again, let's look at his stats. 4,069 yards, 39 touchdowns, but then again, as you mentioned, 15 interceptions so far. But still, 4,000 yards passing, that's a lot.
That's big time in the NAIA, especially for only playing 10 regular season games.
That's big any level of football.
And right now, it does look like they're going to try and take a quick shot to the end zone. They do have enough time. They're at about, I think, the 16-yard line, Wally. They are going to take a quick shot to the end zone. I'd imagine they're going to spread guys out. This is number 10 in the football game. Jacob Nelson is a 6'3", 210-pound wide receiver. He's got 6 touchdowns on the year. That's where I'd imagine he's going to go with the football here, Wally.
So 1st and 10. Morningside. Chevalier back to pass again. A little bit of Bulldog pressure, and it is intercepted. Intercepted by the Bulldogs in the end zone. And that will end the drive and end the half. So after one half of football, it is Montana Western 24 and Morningside 10. We'll be back with a halftime guest or two, and we'll do it after this message on the Bulldog Sports Network. I think we're on. I'm not sure. Our instructor over here in mid-yawn pointing her finger, so I think we're on.
All right.
Okay. Well, in the press box at halftime, we have a visitor, our first of 2 guests today, Provost and Vice Chancellor at Montana Western for Academic Affairs, Johnny McLean. Johnny, welcome.
Thank you very much, Wally. I'm excited to be here. Bulldogs are doing great.
I got to ask you a quick question, though. You know, that you're a Johnny McLean, but there's another guy named John McLean. Are you a writer, too? Do you write anything?
You know, that's a great question. So Norman McLean wrote A River Runs Through It.
Yes.
And he has a son named John McLean who's written profusely also, and no relation.
Okay. Well, John was our commencement speaker one year.
Oh, really?
At Western, yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
That's
I'll tell you that
fantastic.
story another time.
I'd love to hear it.
So, anyway, kind of want to talk about the academic side of Montana Western because, you know, with the stadium and all the success in athletics and stuff, there's a lot of fun stuff happening on the Montana Western campus. And what I did, and I hope you don't mind me saying something like this, but I said the shining star on campus is Experience One. How about a quick skinny on what Experience One? Because a lot of people still don't know what it is and that we have it.
Oh, I appreciate that, Wally, and I would agree. You know, our athletics are doing fantastic this year, but really what makes Montana Western the university it is the academics. And about 20 years ago, as you know, and probably a lot of the listeners know, we moved to a unique model. It's called a block model, where students take one course at a time for 3.5 weeks, and faculty teach one course at a time, and it allows faculty to develop really incredible learning opportunities and experiences for students. Our class sizes are really small, so our biggest classes are 25 students, but really we average around 15 students per class. And the fact that faculty members are only teaching one class at a time and students are only taking one class means that faculty can develop these immersive experiences where students and faculty work hand in hand, and they really do in the class what they will be doing in whatever career or whatever next steps they're going to take. And the buzzword around higher ed across the country is experiential education, but we really live and breathe it here. And so we call our program, this block program, Experience One, where students take one class at a time, and we really focus on experiential learning, immersive opportunities, and really dive into authentic experiences.
Well, and as I remember right, there's a couple of private schools in the country, and then us, the only public school that actually does Experience One.
That's exactly right. There are two private schools, and their tuitions are extremely high. We're a public school, the only 4-year public school in the country with the block schedule, and our tuition is the lowest in the state.
Okay. Well, for a long time, I mean, we were the first normal college, which is a teacher education is the explanation of that. And that was our kudos for many, many years. But, you know, in the last 30 or 40 years, it's kind of expanded a little bit. You could say that we've added sprinkles to our frosting on the cake. We have a little bit more. Let's talk about some of those things. And the first one I want to talk about is our biology program that Mike Morrow developed a number of years ago. We send kids to medical school, to vet school, to dental school, to anything in the medical field where they need to get that basic stuff for, they can get it right here. And then they get accepted quite easily into the field.
Absolutely. Wally, Lexi Laux just joined us, student body president. Yeah,
that's the beauty I was telling you. Right?
Well, I'm definitely the beast in this scenario.
I said Beauty and the Beast will be joining us at halftime.
Yes.
So.
Well, while you asked about our biology program, and you're absolutely right, we have a fantastic biology program, and they do an incredible job preparing students for exactly what you're talking about, the medical industry. And we've had students go to medical school, dental school, veterinary school. One of the reasons I'm excited to be here is that a lot of folks across the state don't realize that we are preparing students for those kinds of jobs and careers, and we absolutely are. And I believe that the undergraduate experience here is the best in the state because of our block model, because of the Experience One model. In order to go into those kinds of careers, medical, becoming a doctor, becoming a veterinarian, becoming a dentist, you have to go on to graduate school. You have to earn the next degree. But building the foundation at the undergraduate level is critical. And at Montana Western, we have these small classes. The students they have access to highly qualified faculty members, the kind of access that you might not have at a bigger school where you're in your 100 and 200 level classes with 50, 75, 150 other students. Here we get that personalized attention and personalized education, and we really do a good job preparing folks for the medical industry and really the health industry at large. But also, if we're sticking with biology, I want to mention we also have a really good ecology program. And so that's not preparing students for the health industry, it's preparing students to work in, say, Fish, Wildlife, and Parks, or the Forest Service, or the Bureau of Land Management. And we have a great opportunity for students who are interested in working outside through either our ecology program or our environmental science program. So our sciences are really strong here, and I attribute that a lot to our wonderful faculty.
Well, and you've added, we have natural horsemanship. That was just coming on board when I was here a few years ago, and it's expanded a little bit. They now have a business program going on with it. But it seems like you've added or are going to add something new to that.
Well, you mentioned the natural horsemanship program. It's booming. We attract students from all over the country who are interested in pursuing a career in the horse industry. We have just added in our business program a farm and ranch management degree. And this farm and ranch management degree is really targeting students from the rural West, a lot of rural Montana, and these are students who grew up in the ranching community, and they want to return and they want to stay in the ranching community, and they want to run the family ranch, or they want to work for a larger ranch. And this is really about the business of ranching, and it's already gotten a ton of attention. Students are really getting interested in it and flocking to the program. So it's a brand new program. This year is the first year that it's a full-fledged bachelor's degree, and we're expecting it to just grow and grow.
Well, we just need more people to come and check it out when you're thinking about the health industry or whatnot, and think that the other schools that people automatically think they can go to, we now have another alternative for them.
Absolutely, we have a great alternative, and it's the beauty about Montana Western is we're in a small community of Dillon, Montana, a low population county, Beaverhead County, and for students who aren't looking for the big city and kind of the just a number experience at these bigger schools, if you want to come to a small school and get to know your faculty members, get to know the staff members, this really is the place to come.
Well, all we have to do is just to ask those people to check out the University of Montana Western website and go to admissions, and they've got all the information there.
That's right. And we have financial aid, we have scholarships available, and this is really an affordable option to get an incredible undergraduate experience.
Okay. Well, Johnny, I want to thank you for coming up and visiting with us.
Wally, thank you so much.
Yes.
It's always a pleasure. Good to see you.
Yes. We're going to take a break, and then we're going to bring back, I think we're going to, oh, there she is.
I'm here.
No, we're going to take a break and let Britt here in through here. No.
Oh, sorry.
Lexi and I are dancing up here,
We
so
are a small box, too many people.
Brett's going to take we're going to take a timeout with Brett, and we'll be back with more halftime chat on the Bulldog Sports Network.
My name is Matt Allen. I'm the Director of Admissions at the University of Montana Western. Montana Western is the only U.S. public institution in the country that operates on a block scheduling model called Experience One. Instead of your semester looking like this in a traditional system, the block schedule at Montana Western looks like this. This innovative approach allows students to really focus on one homework area, have one final, communicate with one professor. More importantly, there's one professor communicating with that class. The big difference between Montana Western and other institutions is that our students typically have 2 to 3 years of experience in their field of study. And it's experience that employers and grad schools are looking for. And like I said, it's experience that a lot of college students don't typically have at that point in time in their academic career. Student success is our top priority, so our faculty and staff are here to help students through their entire student experience.
We are back at Bulldog Stadium. It is halftime, and the Montana Western Bulldogs leading Morningside 24-10. At halftime, our second guest in the booth today. We just allowing you guys to come up and warm up because it is cold and windy out there. Lexi Laux. Lexi, how are you?
I'm great. I'm not even cold down there. It's too much energy.
Yes. Well, you're a cheerleader during games and stuff, but you also serve campus government as president. And I know you spoke recently at the Montana Western Foundation Club, and you talked about the impact of the new Bulldog Stadium, what it has done for the student population on campus. And I want to get your thoughts on that again. See if you can repeat yourself.
We'll see. I yap a lot, but I truly believe that the stadium just builds to the very essence of Bulldog spirit. When you walk in, you're here. You made it. You arrived to Bulldog Stadium, and that's huge for us. I think it not only brings students in, but gives them this energy, gives them this spirit of being a dog.
Okay, that's. I thought it'd be like a half an hour long.
I
unit.
mean, I can yap all day.
Yes. Well, no, it is good because we've never really had that student experience on campus. You've had to walk. If you walk to the games like a lot of students do, it's like a mile to Vigilante Field from Western, and now they just basically cross the campus. And what I've noticed too is. For whatever reason, the scheduling is some of the home games have also appeared on a block break. And, we were just talking about, with Johnny about a block, you guys are here for 3.5 weeks, and then you have a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday off. And you had days where that Saturday was a football game, but students didn't go home.
Yeah, a lot of students chose to be here, which I was personally surprised by. When we were at Vigilante, though, we were very grateful to have a field. Students weren't going to come during block break, but now that we have the Bulldog Stadium, students choose to spend their time here.
Well, the geography, little different layout. You were kind of stuck in front of the crowd on the track. This seems like it's a little more comfortable than being on the track.
Yeah. The turf is amazing. Not only does it look nice, but it also feels really nice on the knees and the ankles. It's soft, so we can jump and kick, do all of our stunts, and though we love being right in front of the crowd, it is fun to be over by the berm, just hyping everyone up.
Okay, well, Lexi, I want to thank you for coming up, and thank you for the student perspective of Bulldog Stadium for all of us like me and alumni and stuff like that. We look at it a little bit different in how we react to the enthusiasm, and it's nice to get the student point of view, so I appreciate you coming up and warming up and getting a little chance although you said you weren't really that cold.
I wasn't too cold, but then I come up here and I'm kind of sweating. It's nice in here.
Yes. Okay, Lexi Laux, thank you very much. Go back down into the cold and get ready to cheer the Bulldogs on to victory in the second half.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. Proud to be a dog today.
Okay, we're going to take another break, and we'll be back with more chatter on the Bulldog Sports Network. What? We're back at Bulldog Stadium. And Tanner, you were commiserating with a former Bulldog coach who actually was the coach who took the Bulldogs for the very first time to the NAIA playoffs.
Yep, and he took them to the semifinals too, Wally, and he's sitting down there hoping that they're going to get there again today.
Bob Beers is who we're talking about. Grizzly All-American in his playing days. It's funny because he was an All-American linebacker, but in coaching, he was an offensive specialist.
Yep, and that's just kind of how the coaching world works. You never know where your journey is going to take you, but it was great talking to him about this football game. And we just talked a little bit about Zach Chevalier and what he's been able to do with the football. He does have 200 yards passing. He's 17 for 24, 7 incompletions. 2 of them are interceptions, though, Wally. And as I stated earlier in the game, before even the first kickoff, I said that those turnovers could possibly play a factor in this game, and they have so far.
So far. Well, we'll see if the Bulldogs get the opening. Will receive. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
Will receive in the open the second half.
And
We'll
I
see.
always talk about these double-up opportunities. Wally, sorry to interrupt you there at the end, but those double-up opportunities, if they can go up 3 scores here early in this second half, that creates a lot of urgency on the other side of the field over there for the Morningside Mustangs.
Well, Tanioka back to receive. He's standing right on the end line. He's already returned 1 kick for 100 yards.
He could do it again.
He could do it again.
One of the most electrifying returners we've got to see in my time here at Western. I'm not sure about you. You've been around a little bit longer than me, but
Couple years.
just a
Couple
few years.
Yeah.
But he can do huge things with the football. They've kicked it to him all day. Let's see if they continue doing so here early in the second half. It's always funny to see how long it takes for the stands to fill back up after halftime as well.
You know, it was easy before because the tailgate section wasn't very far away and it wasn't that popular.
Now it's a little bit of a walk.
Yes, and it's more popular. And there's also warm down. It's warm down there.
And you can't see the clock from there either.
So Tanioka picks it up inside. Now he breaks out. Oh, and great special teams play by Morningside. They drop Tanioka at the 15-yard line, and that's where the Bulldogs will take over 1st and 10. That's where they will start 1st and 10.
Yep, a little bit of an interesting decision there to take it from 3 yards deep, but I know his teammates and his coaches trust him so much that they expect him to make a big play every time. Sometimes it happens. They're going to set up shop out that 15-yard line here, Wally.
1st and 10, Michael Palandri in at quarterback. It looks like Humphrey is the lone setback. And handoff to Humphrey. He finds open ground and picks up nice yardage, about 5 yards on the carry.
First down success again for the Bulldogs. They've been doing it all day, just simple run plays on first down, and they're having success on it all game.
Well, and you want at least 5 yards on first down because, as like you said, when you get to second down, it opens up the playbook a little bit. You have a little more option what you want to do.
Yep, Bulldogs are going to be looking for another 5 to 10 play drive here to sustain.
So it was not quite 5 yards, and we've got a penalty called.
It looks like they might be giving those 5 yards back, Wally.
I think you're right, yeah.
False start. Not quite sure who it was. I think he said 81. It might have been on John Kirkley there. So now they're going to be set up with about 2nd and 10, and like we talk about, that changes the play idea a little bit.
And a long way to go. Their field just got longer. So 2nd and about 11 from the 15-yard line. From their own 15-yard line, Palandri back to pass, chased, broke away from one sack, and he runs around the other way. He's got lots of running room, and Michael Palandri turned something bad into good
as he does so much, Wally.
I mean, he picked up 8 yards, but he ran 30 yards to pick up 8 yards.
And it's a good thing he got out of there. He was holding that ball a little bit loosely. They could have got that out. But now look at this. Now he creates 3rd and short. Number 23 from Morningside. I believe his name is... I don't have it right in front of me here. But he just nearly got a penalty on that play. Wally almost hit him in the head as he was sliding. And as we saw in the NFL last week, that can certainly be an interesting thing to look at here as he continues to slide on these plays.
That's a game breaker. So 3rd and 3 now for the Bulldogs. Palandri back to pass again. Chased out of the pocket again. And he's off.
He's got
and
a big
running,
gap this time.
And he's got lots of room, and he picks up lots of
the ball's
yardage.
on the ground, Wally, and I believe Morningside's recovered
I
it.
think you're right.
And Michael Palandri's such a good football player. He's so smart. He didn't feel number 39. That's their All-American, what I believe will be an All-American linebacker, Isaac Pingwell. He didn't see him coming. He hawks the ball out. Morningside gets some momentum here, Wally.
Well, and you said Michael has a tendency to hold the ball out when he runs. And I'm sure they talked about that at halftime.
Absolutely, Wally, and it proves to be a little bit costly here. This is the first time Morningside gets to set up shop this close. But remember, it looks like Coach Norse is going to ask them to review this to see if he was in bounds. That ball was close to the sidelines.
So we'll have a timeout, or we'll have a review.
This could be a huge momentum-shifting review here, Wally.
Yes. And I'll tell you what, well, we're deciding. What do you say we take a timeout? And we'll be back with whatever they decide. Well, I see the white hat stepping into the instant replay, and we'll be back after they make the decision after these messages on the Bulldog Sports Network.
This is huge.
We're back at Bulldog Stadium. Looks like we have a decision.
And there's Morningside's cheering, Wally. We couldn't quite hear the official, but it's going to be Morningside football on Montana Western side of the field for the first time today, starting a drive over
Montana
there.
Western's first turnover. So far, Morningside leading in the turnover battle with 2 interceptions to the Bulldogs' fumble, but somehow this seems a little bit bigger all of a sudden.
Yes, this is a big play early in this game. They had that double-up opportunity to go get down and go up 3 scores, but now Morningside has already proved that they can be threatening from anywhere on the field. So let's see what they decide to do here on offense. I'd like to see whether they're going to continue to try and sustain the run game, Wally.
So 1st and 10 Morningside from the Bulldog 38-yard line. Chevalier back to pass, quick out. And big yardage is by, I think that was Sellen over there, wasn't it?
And I think he tiptoed all the way down and got about 9 yards out
Yeah,
of it.
very close to a first down.
I'd look for them to run a little bit of a hurry-up offense here, Wally. They've got the Bulldogs a little bit on their heels in this sudden change situation, but since I've been doing this with you, the Bulldogs have been very good on sudden change defense.
So 2nd and 1 now. Morningside handoff up the middle and good enough for first down and more from Max Huff, the second-team all-conference running back for the Mustangs.
Morningside seems to have a little bit more fire coming out of half here, Wally. I see a lot more action on the sideline as well as in their crowd.
Would have liked to have been in the fly in the wall in the locker room there.
Absolutely.
So 1st and 10 Morningside from the Bulldog 22. Bulldogs trying to take, or Morningside trying to take advantage.
And it's going to be a walk-in touchdown.
And there, one of the Bulldog defenders fell down.
Yeah, but it looked like he gave him that classic double move there. That's number 0, Zach Norton.
And we have a penalty. See what the penalty is.
It could be offensive pass interference, but that would be really late, so I'd imagine it has something to do with celebration.
Yeah, I think you're right there.
Like I talked about in that first
Which
half,
will be on the
it gets
kickoff.
chippy.
Which
yeah,
will
more
be
than
on the
likely,
kickoff, yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be celebration. Yep. I didn't quite catch the number, but I know he didn't say 0, so it wasn't on the guy who caught the touchdown. But that's going to create an opportunity for Tanioka to create some momentum on the following kickoff, Wally.
12:16 left to play, and Morningside points on the board. They're trying to make it 17 with the extra point from Zimmerman. Kick is up, and kick is good.
It didn't look like it was good by
No,
much,
it looked
though.
like
The
it
wind
went
is,
off.
look
Yeah.
at the goalposts are even moving for the first time today, Wally. We can see that clearly from the booth here. That could play a factor in the rest of this game.
So 12:16 left to play. Morningside cuts the Bulldog lead down to a touchdown. 12:16 left in the third quarter. It's Montana Western 24 and Morningside 17. Back with the Mustangs kickoff on the Bulldog Sports Network.
Yeah,
We're back at Bulldog Stadium, still waiting for both teams to enter for the kickoff. Remember, Mustangs penalized for a celebration penalty, so they'll be kicking off deep in their own territory. Looks where the official is standing is the 20-yard line, so they'll be kicking off there. So Kobe Tanioka will be, he's walking backwards. I guess he's giving the taking into account the wind.
Yeah, but I still think he's going to probably be able to field the ball about the 20, Wally, which is big for him. That creates a lot of space for Tanioka.
I hope they never bring that NFL kicking rule into college
I highly
football.
doubt they will for college football. It seems like it could be out of the NFL soon.
Yeah, not the most fun.
That's still
There's
pretty
the
good
kick, yeah.
About that 20-yard line.
Tanioka picks it at the 10. He's at the 20, 25, 30, breaks one tackle, but then the rest of the Mustang special teams play gather and bring Mr. Tanioka down at the 30-yard line, and that's where the Bulldogs will take over.
And there's an injury on the field for the Bulldogs, Wally. Didn't quite catch a number there. It might be Tanioka.
No, and tell him. And hopefully it's just one of those injuries where it's just the wind knocked out of you or whatnot. But
don't want to speculate too much, Wally. I do see his mom down here in the stands very concerned about him. It's not usual to see a tough kid like that stay down for this long. But for Morningside here, just to take a little break in the action, for Morningside, they didn't give up too much field position with that kickoff.
No, and Kobe Tanioka walks off the field under his own power.
And hopefully he'll be all right. He's a huge part of the Bulldog offense and special teams.
So Bulldogs back on offense now, 1st and 10 from their own 30-yard line, maintaining the lead, but Morningside football short of a Bulldog first down.
And here comes Canijo into the game. I'd imagine the Bulldogs going to try and...
Some technical difficulties. Bulldogs missed a field goal, and Morningside with the ball. Handoff up the middle, and here comes the Bulldog. Oh, and great Somebody missed a tackle.
Yep, first time today we've seen some of those missed
Yeah,
tackles.
and it was
two of them.
Yes, and the run by Max Huff, who is a 1,000-yard rusher, 6-yard pickup, so he's down, ball marked right on the 50.
This is one of those big third downs in every type of college game you see, any football game in general, Wally. These third downs, about the 50-yard line, this could be huge for the outcome of this game.
So Chevalier back to pass, and he's hit right as he throws it. And he's looking at the official saying, come on, ref, but I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
I think he might have been there a little early, Wally, but the ball was also not placed where it needed to be. Morningside's going to have to punt. Big win there for the Bulldog defense. And I'll bring up Tyler Walker from that second down play. Another bat down pass defended for him. That's 2 now in this game for him. Comes up huge on second down.
Eli Norse standing at his own 10-yard line to receive the Morningside punt. Once again, the number doesn't match who's punting. Nice punt. And it goes over the head, and Morningside's going to down it on the 4-yard line. So good job by Morningside special teams and the punter. And once again, we're going to look and see, because the punter was number 7, but we have number 27. We still have,
And it is Luke Paulson, the punter, but great job there.
Yeah.
That was a very disciplined play there by number 24 for Morningside. Logan McCumber, a 6'1", 200-pound senior out of Elkhorn, Nebraska. Right there, Eli Norse gave the classic fair catch fake like he was going to catch it. He stayed disciplined and pinned them inside their own 5-yard line.
so 1st and 10 from deep in their own country are the Bulldogs. Michael Polandri in the end zone. And he hands off up the middle to, hard to say, I think that's Humphrey.
Looks like he got about 2 yards there on the play, Wally.
So he opens up a little bit of breathing room for the Bulldogs. Not much, but a little bit.
Morningside's defense is beginning to stiffen up on some of these inside runs we've seen from the Bulldogs. It looks like they're condensing the run game a little bit better here in the second half. I imagine that was a point of emphasis in that halftime adjustment.
Well, Steve Ryan's been coaching at
A very long
Morningside for
time.
23 years. In fact, he hired Ryan Norse in 2001 to
Yep.
come coach.
Coach Norse was, of course, the assistant coach of the year in the NAIA in 2007 under him.
Polandri. And he's going to run this time. He breaks one tackle and falls forward to about the 13-yard line?
Looks like they're going to mark him actually on the far side at about the 12, maybe. Is that the 13? No, you're 13-yard line. You're right, Wally. So it's going to be about 3rd and 2.
Couple of yards to go for a Bulldog first down.
This is another big third down for this game, Wally. If they can get a first down here, sets them up a little breathing room, you can start to run your offense a little bit more now that you're not inside what they call the black zone.
So third and we'll call it 2.5 for the Bulldogs. And Michael Polandri rolls out and passes to Kirkley, and he falls right at the first down marker. So John Kirkley makes a big catch for the Bulldog, keeping their drive alive. And once, as like you said, they now have breathing room. So 1st and 10, Montana Western. Ball is at their own 15-yard line. And we'll see what happens. The receivers, now it looks like Deion Williams is the lone setback.
I think
or is that
Jake
Pete
Humphrey.
Gibson?
Yep, that's Humphrey.
Jake Humphrey. Polandri back to pass and chased out of the pocket, and he's brought down, but he picks up positive yardage.
Yep. And like I said, Wally, the frustration still setting in for this defensive front from Morningside. Great job by Polandri making something out of nothing there, though, and getting a little bit of positive yardage for the Bulldogs.
Well, that was Cotton Durdrea in on that, and he was happy. He high-fived 3 or 4 of his teammates.
Yep, and it's
after
still
that.
a big play. They do give up about 3 or 4 yards, but they're not giving up those 10-yard chunk plays like they have to him so far in this half.
So 2nd and 7 now for the Bulldogs. Eli Norse in motion for Montana Western. Blandry back to pass. And
What a
Shipley has
catch.
it.
What a
Shipley
catch.
has it. Shipley catches it, and first down, Bulldogs. Ball now marked at the Bulldog 34-yard line.
I cannot imagine the amount of trust you have to have in a receiver to make that throw. Michael Palandri could probably hardly see where Shipley was. He just threw that ball to a spot, and the great Dylan Shipley comes up with a huge catch there.
And Shook just checked back into the lineup, and I think Shipley's going to take a little break.
Here's one of those unbalanced quads formations by Western where they've got everybody set out to the left.
So 1st and 10, Montana Western. Blandry handoff to Williams, tries to find some running room and doesn't get much, maybe a yard if he's lucky. Looks like the official standing a little bit behind the yard marker. Williams, interesting story.
Yeah.
Came to Western as a defensive back, and now he's a running back.
And getting significant minutes in a huge playoff game. That's one of the very few first down wins, though, for Morningside today. It's really big to stop them for no gain on first down, create that second down and long situation. Looks like an empty set here for the Bulldogs.
2nd and 10 for Montana Western. Blandry all by himself in the background. Finally chased out of the pocket, and he passes.
Ooh.
That was a close to an interception.
I don't think Kirkley thought that ball was going to make it through the defender there, Wally. This defensive line looks really tired for Morningside right now. They have been chasing Michael Palandri around all day. You can see the attrition setting in for these guys.
Cade Harriman, good coverage on Kirkley on that play. Harriman from Holstein, Iowa.
Big third down here in the game. I continue to say it. These third downs in the second half just mean more in playoff football.
So I have a habit of saying 1st and 10 because they've been so many of those. Pete Gibson in
Bad
motion.
snap here.
And bad snap, and Palandri, though. And he's finally brought down.
That's a huge play for Morningside. Marcus Lombard is a 4-year starter, Wally. He's one of the few players on this team that started on a playoff team in 2021, and here he is starting on a playoff team in 2024. That's one of the only bad snaps he's had in his career, Wally.
First sack for the Morningside defense, and that's going to bring the Bulldog punting team in play. Eddie DeWitt is punting for the Bulldogs.
Just the second punt of the day here for the Bulldogs.
DeWitt, the junior from Cutbank, Montana. And his kick.
Into the wind.
And good one. But,
and they're not going to call that, Wally. It looked like there was a block in the back at the point of attack, and here's a huge big play for Morningside.
All the way down to the Bulldog 25-yard line.
Late coming in.
Yeah, and a penalty comes.
They're going to call a late hit on the Bulldogs, I believe here, Wally. Someone jumped in on the pile late. I do believe that's going to be the call.
And that'll just put Morningside in deeper Bulldog territory. And the Bulldogs, this third quarter, they're finding ways to beat themselves. And Morningside, the good team they are, they're taking advantage of that.
You know, one thing I saw this week, Wally, I was listening to Tom Brady talk on a podcast about how they just always knew they weren't going to beat themselves, and it's about these mistakes.
Penalty is on Morningside.
Big time there, Wally. I didn't quite see it. Was it holding on the play?
I think it was unsportsmanlike conduct.
Well, that's going to bring them back another 15 yards. They're going to set the ball still at about the 40-yard line. I thought there was a block in the back at the point of attack, too. I'm not quite sure if you saw that. But like I was just stating, good teams know that they're not going to beat themselves. And right now, both teams have made those types of mistakes early and now late in this football game. And let's see who's going to nab the momentum. I think it's more of a neutral feeling right now in this stadium. But Morningside certainly loves being able to set up the shop on the 40-yard line.
Yeah, Morningside definitely momentum. That momentum jersey is wearing white right now.
One thing to look for on this drive, Wally, is if they're going to continue to hit Zach Norton on some of these big routes, or if they're going to go back to Drew Sellen. He hasn't caught a ball. He did catch that smoke screen earlier on the last drive they had that went for a touchdown. They're going to get him involved more early. I haven't seen him run a lot of deep routes. I would expect him to run some of those here in the second half.
First and 10, Morningside. Must have been a media timeout. Yep, I think there was, because I see the timeout girl down there walking off the field. She's not wearing a red hat.
Well, we stayed with him through the break while I got to explain a few things, but this is a big possession for the Bulldog defense here.
So first and 10, Morningside from the Bulldog 40-yard line. Zach Chevalier still at quarterback. Quick out and almost intercepted. Good play by the Bulldogs.
That's Braden Swank, Wally. He triggered super hard on that route. If he gets there a hair earlier, that could be pick 6.
So second and 10 now. Morningside staying with that hurry-up offense.
Plays like that can shake up a quarterback a little bit to start a drive out, thinking you might have got away with one there.
Chevalier back. Here comes some Bulldog pressure, and pass is caught for a Morningside first down. Sellen with the catch. Sellen this year, as we've mentioned before, 97 catches for 1,476 yards and 14 touchdowns. First and 10, Morningside. 17 seconds on the third quarter clock, and handoff.
And they're starting to have a little bit of success running the football here.
Nolan Feller picking up about 5 yards on the carry.
Looks like Noah Rimmer made the tackle, I do believe, for the Bulldogs, or maybe it was Jace Fitzgerald or Keegan Mufich.
And they're just going to wait till the clock to run out.
That was a quick third quarter, Wally.
It was. So after 3 quarters of football, it is Montana Western 24, Morningside 17, back with the fourth and final quarter of this NAIA quarterfinal playoff game after this on the Bulldog Sports Network. We are back at Bulldog Stadium, getting ready to start the fourth quarter. Morningside on the Bulldog side of the field at the 25-yard line, trailing by a touchdown and an extra point, but they are threatening to tie this game up.
Let's see what the Bulldog defense can do here, Wally. 2nd and 6 here.
So Chevalier back, and they're going for everything.
He caught that.
What a catch.
And he did catch that. That was great coverage by Braden Swank. That's just a better catch by a veteran wide receiver who's going to be a first-team All-American.
Well, and not only that, the quarterback put it right where he
right in the
be.
money. He put it where Braden Swank couldn't get it. And all of a sudden, Wally, when we're talking about going up 31-10 possibly with a big drive, it's all of a sudden 24-24.
Well, they have to make the extra point first.
Yep, you're right. You're right. We could have a little announcer's jigs there. I hope not for his sake, but that was a good catch there by you.
Yeah, the wind is blowing in his face a little bit, so we'll see. He's got to make a little bit of adjustment how he kicks it. Kick is up and good. So, just like that, it's 24 for the Bulldogs, 24 for the Mustangs. Back with Morningside kickoff after this on the Bulldog Sports Network. We are back at Bulldog Stadium getting ready for the Morningside kickoff. And it's like Tanner said, Bulldogs had an opportunity to add another point, but then a series of penalties and mistakes. And Morningside, being the good football team they are, took advantage of every single one of them, and now the game is tied at 24.
Eli Norris back here to return the kick, Wally.
So that means that Kobe Tanioka is probably a little bit under the weather after that one. He came up, it looks like he's an ankle. He was nursing
it could have been an
ankle.
ankle. Could have just been a rolled ankle. Here we go, Wally. This sets the tone for a big drive here for the Bulldogs. They need to get this momentum back. Morningside defense knows now they have belief. Their offense can score. That gives you so much more confidence as a defender.
So 1st and 10 Bulldogs. Ball at the 23-yard line, their own 23. Palandri back to pass. And caught.
What a catch.
By John Kirkley. 1st and 10 catch. All the way down to the Bulldog 43-yard line. So 20 yards on the pickup.
That's such a great play there by Michael Palandri. Great throw, even better catch. Really anticipated the coverage there. Kirkley had a step on his guy, puts it where only his guy can get it. 1st down, Bulldogs.
And now Kirkley comes to the wide side of the field, and his wide receiver buddies are on the tight side. Palandri back to pass again. Oh, and in and out of the hands.
We don't see that very often from Dylan Shipley.
No, and once again, he turned to run before he caught it.
Yep, and he's lucky that wasn't intercepted with 2 Morningside defenders there. That could have been another huge momentum play for Morningside, Wally. It's been a while since the Bulldogs have tried to establish the run game, it feels like, in this second half. I wonder if they're going to start trying to get into that here in this fourth quarter.
2nd and 10 now for Montana Western. Ball at their own 43-yard line. Palandri rolling out. Passing to...
That was a great catch there by Seth Shook.
I'm going to say Seth Shook. Got to get used to number 9 in the lineup now.
Yep,
I'm
absolutely.
sure he'll see lots of time now that Tanioka nursing that sore ankle. And it's a 1st down Bulldogs, as they are now marked on the morning side of the field. Ball at the 47. 13:30 left to play in our ball game. Palandri on the quarterback keeper, and he's brought down after just a couple of yards on the carry.
And it looks like they're going to mark him down for no gain, Wally.
Okay. I thought he...
It looked like he might have got a couple of yards there.
I thought he had a couple.
His knee could have went down where we couldn't see it, but that's another huge play by that linebacker, Isaac Pingwa. We continue calling his name on the day.
Yeah, no gain on that. So 2nd and 10 for the Bulldogs.
One thing for the Bulldog offense, they really haven't been bothered by being off schedule. And what I mean by off schedule is when you have that 2nd and 10, here you go. They haven't struggled with it all day getting yards on 2nd and long.
So Palandri back to pass again. Quick turnout to Kirkley. Kirkley down to the 34-yard line of Morningside. Another Bulldog 1st down. It's just what you said.
Yep.
No concern about the long
they
distance.
haven't struggled with it all day.
So Humphrey checks out of the lineup. And it looks like Shipley's back in it, so they've got, 4 wide receivers?
Yep,
oh, no,
and a tight end, yep.
Williams is in. He snuck in on me. 1st and 10 Bulldogs on the morning side of the field at the 33. Palandri back to pass. Oh, and in the end zone, bunches of 4 Morningside defenders and 2 Bulldog receivers, and nobody came up with it.
It was a good thing Palandri kept that where nobody else could get it, because number 6, Dejon Walls for Morningside, had a pretty good beat on the football there.
Well, and I think there was the Morningside defensive backfield, or DB, was asking where he could get a pizza from the crowd back there, and they were giving him an answer. And the sun is coming out. This is kind of like the game last weekend.
Yep,
right in
sun
the
coming
fourth
out
quarter.
right with about that 12-minute mark.
Handoff to Humphrey. He picks up nice yardage up the middle.
Great job by Humphrey there to get a few yards, falls forward. Bulldogs are going to be faced with one of the few 3rd and longs they've had today. They're pretty great at getting those chunk plays on these deep routes on these 3rd downs. Let's see if what they decide to do here, and if they're going to be in 4-down territory here potentially, because they are in John Muir's field goal range as well.
And he's got the wind with him. So 3rd and 6 now for the Bulldogs. On the Morningside 28-yard line. Belandry back to pass again. Oh, and right
it's
through
just
the
a
hands.
little bit too high.
Yeah, right through the hands of Norse.
And this will be an interesting decision that Coach Norse has to make here. You got about you're going to have about 4th and 7. That's a long ways to go when it comes to a 4th down.
Especially with defense who is all of a sudden playing their better game.
And Coach Norse is going to go for it here. He's going to stick to his guns and see what his offense can do.
So Michael Palandri in shotgun with Humphrey, the lone setback. Palandri back to pass.
And it looked like that was miscommunication there, Wally. He thought that someone was going to run an out when they ran it in. I'm not sure
Well,
who the miscommunication
number
was on.
48 on the Morningside sideline was open.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what
that-
it looked like.
But so, turnover on downs, and Morningside gets the ball back again. Their starting point this time is the Bulldog, their own 29-yard line.
That's a big play in this game, Wally. It's a tie ball game right now, and now Morningside still has the momentum in this football game. The crowd's a little quiet, a little bit of an odd feeling here in Bulldog Stadium.
And another one of those mistakes.
Yep.
Another uncharacteristic mistakes of the Bulldogs. 11:07 left to play. All tied up at 24. Morningside with the ball from their own 29, and good running room this
Great
time.
tackle.
Pick up about 3 or 4 yards, and Fitzgerald in on the stop again. Classic tackle.
Yep, that was a great tackle there. Stops them at 5 yards. They are starting to get the run game going a little bit here. They've stuck to it all day, and it's starting to work a little bit against this Bulldog defense.
So 2nd and 6. And another handoff up the middle, and he does a little spin move and picks up decent yardage.
Yep, great tackle there by Tyler Walker. Gets him around the ankles, gets him down. That could have been a bigger play if he gets free there. This is another one of those big 3rd down plays for the Bulldog defense.
For the Morningside look at things, it's a good 3rd down opportunity because it's only 4 yards.
Yep.
So they've showed that they can pick this up on the ground if they choose.
There's no corner out here to the bottom side. A little bit of late miscommunication, late rotation by the corners here for Western.
Chevalier back to pass. And over the middle, it's
and
caught
he's got
by
room,
Sellen,
he's not
and he's
gonna be
going to
caught.
score. Sellen scores the go-ahead touchdown for Morningside.
And all of a sudden, in a game where they were down 14-0, Wally, the tables have turned, and they're now going to be down possibly 7 points. We've been talking about Sellen all day. It was only a matter of time before he made a huge play for his football
Well,
team.
they've outscored the Bulldogs 21-0 in the second half.
Yes, they have, Wally. And right now, Bulldog football is a little bit on their heels. Who's going to make that big play? That's what they always talk about in football. Who's going to make the play to turn the tide?
So extra point attempt coming. And the kick is up, and the kick is good. Our score, with 9:50 remaining in the ball game, is Morningside 31, Montana Western 24. Back with the Morningside kickoff after this on the Bulldog Sports Network. We are back at Bulldog Stadium. Morningside has their first lead of the ball game, and a spectacular throw and catch from Chevalier to Selland. And I agree with you. First team All-American.
Absolutely. Nice kick there from Morningside. Eli Norse can make electric plays. And he's gone, Wally. He's not going to be... Oh, there's a penalty on the field. I don't think anybody sees the penalty, but this play's coming back, Bulldog fans, and there's a Bulldog back there that knows it too. Eli Norse did this last year against College of Idaho, 97-yard punt return for a touchdown, but this one's coming back.
Yep.
And that's always a tough play for someone feeling like it's your fault, but those things happen in football. Now all of a sudden the air is back out of the stadium, Wally, as they're going to be setting up shop inside their own 20 now instead of a big touchdown to tie this ball game up.
And Eli Norse, is he coming back in, or do you think he'll take a play?
I'd imagine he's going to have to take a play off here as well, and that doesn't bode well for the Bulldog offense either.
And Shook getting ready to runs down to the huddle.
Bulldogs have made a lot of mental errors in this second half, and it's starting to catch up to them, but now they're looking to their offense to make a big play and get something going. I honestly think you could hear a pin drop out there right now, it seems like.
Well, it was cheering and then nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. Okay, here we go. 1st and 10 in the sunshine. There's sunshine out there. 1st and 10 Bulldogs from their own 20-yard line. Palandri, quick out to, is that Kirkley?
Nope, that's Rico Figueroa on the play.
Okay.
I actually been saying his name wrong for a lot of the season. He made sure to tell me about that, and I asked him about it the other day, but he's a great young wide receiver out of Hawaii. Great play there, getting the ball, gets about 6 yards.
Yep, nice first down pickup. So Bulldogs trailing for the first time this afternoon, trailing 31-24. Had a chance to tie it up with a return for a touchdown, but a penalty pulled it back, and here we are, 2nd down. Palandri back to pass, quick out.
And there's Figueroa again there, Wally, picking up 2 catches. I'm not sure what his stats are on the season, but those are 2 huge catches for him. I'd love to give a shout-out to his family watching in Hawaii. Great job by him. 2 catches early on this drive.
And I'm guessing that he was giving Eli a chance to catch his breath because Eli just walked in and gave him a nice high five as he rolled off the field. So 1st and 10 Bulldogs. Palandri back to pass again, chased out of the pocket, and he completes. Oh, does he?
And yep, it looks like it is going to be caught. Kirkley is shaken up a little bit on the play. Looks like he might have a little bit of a shoulder stinger there. The Morningside sideline was going crazy for a hold, I do believe, on Keith Kippenhand, number 65 left tackle for the Bulldogs, but no laundry on the field.
As an offensive lineman once told me, we hold on every play. It's just how good do we hold to get caught or not.
Yep, absolutely.
So 2nd and 8 now, or excuse me, 2nd and 2 now. That was an 8-yard pickup for the Bulldogs. Palandri quick out to Norse. He picks up the first down and more. He's down to the Morningside, about the Morningside 47-yard line. 1st and 10 Bulldogs.
Great pitch and catch there.
Bulldogs have a nice little drive going.
Eli Norse, he's electric. I tell you, he just doesn't let that first man ever tackle him. He picks up those yak yards like you were talking about earlier.
So 1st and 10 Bulldogs. Humphrey in the backfield with Palandri. Fakes a handoff to Humphrey, rolls out, and he's going for the catch. Oh, nice.
And he almost intercepted that. What a play there.
Good defensive play.
Michael Barnett, what a play. The senior out of Anchorage, Alaska. How's that for a drive for you, Wally? Great play by him. Awesome job. It looked like he might have had Shipley for 6, and he makes a huge play in this football game.
Huge. There's that. We got to come up with a few more
better words for us.
Yeah, so we can change it up a little bit when we want to say huge. But huge just kind of cover it. But
it really does. But a big play there in the ball game. That was what we thought might have been a touchdown, and he gets a big play.
2nd and 10 now for Palandri, and Palandri is sacked for the second time.
And that's a big loss there. That's going to be a loss of almost 13 yards there.
And that sack is by 95, and he's not on our depth chart, but he is on this chart. Oh, was it 85? Oh, okay.
Austin Jurgens on the tackle.
I was looking
Sack.
at the
Yes,
offensive
you were.
side.
I just noticed that. Big sack there for Morningside. Sets up third and extremely long for the Bulldogs, but as the Bulldog offense always proves, they can do big things on these third and long situations, looking for a big play. I do see they've got Rico Figueroa in wide to the wide side of the field.
In motion is Humphrey. Palandri, quick out to...
There's a lot of room here for him.
Eli Norris, and he's down to... He's not going to make it close, but I think that's...
He gives them the chance. They're probably going to go for this, Wally. It went from looking like if he gets tackled here early that they might have to punt that football, but now I'd imagine they're going to go for this.
Now, the last time they went for it, there was miscommunication between quarterback and receiver.
Yep, and Eli Norris just exited the field as well, so now you've got only one starting wide receiver on the football field in John Kirkley, and actually they're going to split out. And here comes Dylan Shipley. They actually only had 10 players on the field, so more miscommunication. They're going to have to burn a timeout here.
And there comes the timeout.
And in these football games, Wally, having to burn now 2 timeouts because of the challenge on the fumble, they have 1 timeout left with under 6 minutes remaining.
So we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with more on the Bulldog Sports Network.
Montana Western, our flexible schedule and focus on learning through experience are just right for your world today. Experience One, where you take one course at a time for 18 days and then move on to your next course, is designed to work for you, whether you plan to come to campus, want to stay close to home, or if you need to earn your degree while working or raising a family. And Montana Western is the most affordable university in Montana. Experience the difference, only at University of Montana Western.
We are back at Bulldog Stadium. Bulldogs had to burn a timeout on that. A little bit of confusion as they were setting up this 4th down play. 4th and 4. Ball is on the Morningside 40-yard line. The Mustangs leading the Bulldogs 31-24. They've outscored Montana Western 21-0 in the second half. Palandri, and it looks like they changed what they were originally going to do. Humphrey has gone from being a wideout to being in the backfield. Palandri back. Oh, and he avoids one tackle, and he's brought down.
That's a huge play. I said his name earlier, 57, Hayden Mendel. Great job by him, and that's a big sack in this football game. I was talking to you during the break, Wally. They have 1 timeout left and 5 minutes and 35 seconds to get a stop.
Well, we talked about the struggles Morningside had in the first half, both offense and defense, and whatever they did at halftime, they kind of figured things out.
Yep, and now it's kind of roles reversed like you were just stating. It seems like the problems that Morningside were having, now the Bulldogs are having, and now Morningside has all the momentum in the world, and they have 1 drive and 5 minutes left to win this football game.
And do we have another timeout?
I'm not sure what just happened.
Oh, I think we have a media timeout.
Media timeout.
I see a red shirt down here. So we'll be back with the final 5 minutes and 35 seconds after this on the Bulldog Sports Network. We are back at Bulldog Stadium. Bulldogs failing on a 4th down attempt. Great defensive front by the Mustangs. Sacked Bulldog quarterback Palandri, and Bulldogs now on the defense. Ball marked at the Bulldog 49-yard line, 1st and 10 Mustangs.
Former All-American left tackle Noah Danielson getting the crowd ready to go for this final drive here, possibly, Wally.
Chevalier back to pass, and
Great play.
Good defense.
Good play there by Aiden Prado. Triggers on a little bit of an out route there. Makes the stop. Clock stops.
Prado, 1 interception, 6 pass breakups so far coming into the game. Handoff up the middle. This is Huff. He tries to find somewhere, but this time the Bulldogs find him, although
he does fall forward for like an extra 2 yards, Wally.
He still wrinkled his way for... He is a good running back.
He really is. He keeps those legs driving. That's a big play for them. Now it sets up a 3rd and medium. At least gives them an opportunity to hope to convert this.
If he was second team all-conference, I would have liked to have watched the first team all-conference running back.
He does also play on the most prolific passing offense in the NAIA.
Yeah, but
it's a little tough to get carries.
But he still had 1,000 yards.
Which is big time.
So, but he only made second team all-conference? I'd like to see the first team all-conference guy. 3rd and 5 now.
Another one of these quads formation here, Wally. Unbalanced.
Chevalier, quick pass, and it's
a big overthrow. And
he was number 20 down here, and the Bulldogs sidelines was wide open, but he was also 7 yards.
Yep, that's a big stop there for the Bulldogs. They're going to get the ball back. They could be pinned deep here though by the Morningside punt unit.
And I'm guessing that's what the philosophy was. We get it, fine. If not, because we've already seen what their punter can do.
Yep.
He kind of hits punts like I would love to hit golf shots.
Yep.
Where make him spin backwards.
Let's see how deep he can pin him here. Bulldogs send the house. And almost a 15-yarder there by Morningside. That could have been a big play in this ball game.
Well, and nice agility from getting away from that.
Yep.
So the Bulldogs will take over 1st and 10 from their own 11-yard line. 4:32 remaining in our ball game.
Bulldog defense got a good stop there. They give the ball back to their offense. They've got to drive the ball 89 yards if they want a chance to win this ball game.
Well, they need to, Morningside has figured things out as far as what makes the Bulldog offense tick. So
yep, they're not giving up so much of those over-the-field passes like they once were, but I'd imagine Michael Palandri's going to try and get back to that here.
And Palandri also has been sacked a couple of times, which didn't happen in the first half.
Also a new defensive front end for Morningside. They changed things up a little bit to me, it looks like.
Right over the middle, and he runs right into the official. The official, does he get credited for a tackle?
I don't know, but if Eli Norse doesn't run into him right there, he'd have had some yardage to gain.
He's gone, yeah. The officiating crew is from North and South Dakota. We have no names, but I'm not sure if they would want us to give their names. So 2nd and 6 now for the Bulldogs. Palandri back to pass, quick out. And breaking tackles.
Great job there by Seth Shook.
Seth Shook, yeah. He's taken advantage of his time on the field. We've seen him limited time.
Yep, he caught a really great touchdown against Arizona Christian late in the ball game. He's caught a few balls sparingly throughout the season, but now he's got a much increased role on what is a pivotal drive for the Bulldog offense.
With Tanioka nursing a sore ankle, 1st and 10 Bulldogs from their own 35-yard line. Rollout by Palandri to Kirkley, and Kirkley goes out of bounds at about the 43.
The clock is going to keep running there, Wally, because he didn't have forward momentum when he went out of bounds, so that's going to run some more time off this clock. Another rollout there by Palandri where he gets outside. John Kirkley creates space, gets a nice gain on 1st down.
So 2nd and 4 now for Montana Western. 3:05 left to play in our ball game. Morningside, and right through the hands of Eli Norson. That doesn't happen very often.
And there's not going to be a penalty on that. I'm not sure if the fans at home caught that on the camera, but it looked like John Kirkley got thrown to the ground way after the play.
Yeah.
Bulldog crowd making their presence felt.
It was pretty obvious. My
view was a little bit blocked, but it looked like It could have certainly been a 15-yard penalty there.
So 3rd and 4 remaining for the Bulldogs.
Pass rushing group in for Morningside, looking to get some pressure on Palandri here.
Palandri back to pass. Chased out of the pocket and sacked again. So good job.
The Bulldog offensive line has struggled with this today, and because they only have one timeout, Wally, they have to go for this.
Chase Harden with the sack for the Mustangs. 2:40 left.
And
Clock
I think
running.
Norris is going to take his timeout here.
Montana Western takes a timeout. So with timeout on the field, Morningside leading the Bulldogs 31-24. Back with the final 2 minutes and 40 seconds on the Bulldog Sports Network. We are back at Bulldog Stadium. Bulldogs out first. Well, I guess Morningside didn't leave the field, so technically they were out first because they never left.
Yep.
So 2 minutes, 41 seconds left to play. Bulldogs faced with a 4th and now it's 6 situation. Michael Palandri has been sacked 3 times in the second half.
Let's see what it looks like. They're bringing a lot of pressure here, something they haven't done very much today.
Michael Palandri back to pass.
And that's going to be an incomplete on the play. They had a quarterback spy on right there. They're what I would say is going to be an All-American linebacker. And they make a big play, and it's an incomplete. And now backs are against the wall. Set the tone here up front for the defensive line for Western. They're close to already in field goal range. You have to get a 4-down stop here.
2 minutes, 37 seconds, all the time remaining. And another great defensive stand by the Morningside Mustangs.
I look to see this crowd to get going. Make it loud here. For Morningside, you're just hoping for no mental errors. They're going to run this football. They're going to see what they can get the clock running. With how much time's left, they can already take it down to the 2-minute timeout.
And Chevalier looks at the official for the go-ahead. And he's calling out the signals. Hands off to Huff. Huff finds and breaks yardage, breaks 2 tackles, and rolls down for a Mustang first down carry. And we have one Bulldog who is a little...
That's big because that stops the clock here, but there's also, I believe, a 10-second runoff for injury timeout, though.
And he's going to take a break on the sidelines.
And that's a very smart football play by number 22, Max Huff. That's such a big play to be able to slide inbounds, not give up the football, just get the first down.
Well, all they need is one more first down.
Yeah, they need one more first down, but also they're now in at least somewhat of a range where they can try and kick a field goal, which would be the dagger. Bulldog defense has been so great in these game situations all year. Let's see if they can force another stop, and it's going to take it down to the 2-minute timeout.
So 2 minutes left to play. And we have this 2-minute timeout, and we'll take a break on the Bulldog Sports Network. We are back at Bulldog Stadium. 2 minutes left in this ball game. It belonged to the Bulldogs in the first half, but the Morningside Mustangs have taken over, outscored the Bulldogs 21-0 in the second half, and now have the ball deep in Bulldog territory. I don't know if we call that deep or just in Bulldog territory.
I would say it's deep because they're probably in field goal range like we were talking about. 5 more yards is a comfortable field goal for them.
Yes.
And the wind has died down a little bit here in Bulldog Stadium. First time today they've been over center.
Yeah, I was going to say right up over center. And now they do a bunch of switching around. And hand off to Huff. And this time he's met. Good stop. And I tell you, Mr. Huff packs a lot of power when he goes.
He certainly does. They've tried to get him going all day, and hats off to this Morningside coaching staff for having belief in him in the offensive line. They couldn't get anything going on the ground in the first half. They continued to go with it, and now they've had success on it.
Well, and what I was saying about the power, though, is the guys that tackle him take a little bit of time to get up once they run into him.
And they're actually, Wally, the clock is done for the Bulldogs. They're going to knee on this, and this game's going to be over.
Yeah.
And to the Morningside team, what a game for Steve Ryan, one of the best coaches, obviously, in NAIA history. A Mike Van Diest-esque like resume. He's halfway there in national championship terms, but they've been dominant. For them to come into Dillon, Montana, and be down 14 points at half and come out and win this ball game is huge.
I think he has more. I think Van Diest only has 7 national championships. So Steve has 1 more.
He's only got 3.
Oh, he has. Okay, gotcha.
And so, like I was saying, and for the Bulldogs.
But they were 14. This was their 14th conference title.
Yep.
3 national championships. They move on, and do we know who they're going to play, or they
it'll be interesting because there were some upsets today I saw. I'd imagine they'll be headed to the number 2 team in the country, Grandview, someone they've played in the playoffs before. And for the Bulldogs, for these fans and the shocked faces on these players and coaches, I just feel for them. I know what it feels like to have played your last down of football at home. And
well, we're gonna take a break. We'll say final score. Morningside 31, Montana Western 24. We'll be back with a quick wrap-up on the Bulldog Sports Network. Bummer. Back at Bulldog Stadium, and final score once again, Morningside moves on to the Football Championship Series semifinal with a 31-24 win over the Bulldogs. Morningside is now 12-1 on the year. The Bulldogs fall to 10-2, and their season is over with. But Tanner, what a season it was.
It was a great season for them, and they have nothing to hang their heads on. That's what'll be said in that huddle down there. And you see the long faces. There's 12 or 14 Bulldogs that have taken their last snaps probably of their life, and they have nothing to hang their hats on. Their history. They've made history all year. There'll be a Hall of Fame team someday. There'll be individuals from that team that go into our Bulldog Hall of Fame, and you hate to see it, but Morningside made more plays than them in the second half.
Okay, well, we're going to wrap things up really quick. Once again, final score, Morningside 31, Montana Western 24. Thanks for joining us on the Bulldog Sports Network for football. We'll see you next year for more football, but don't forget, on the Bulldog Sports Network, we'll be covering men's and women's basketball. And I believe our next basketball games will be on December 29th and 30th with the Bulldog women So on behalf of Tanner Harrell, I'm Wally Felt and our producer-director, Brett Wiebe. Thanks for joining us on the Bulldog Sports Network. We'll see you next time.